Welcome everybody to the October 23 edition of Low Ink. Yes, 5 years of Low Ink. So much time has passed. I'm Kill, and joining me is DRF. DRF, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic, Keon, and it is exciting as always to open up Low Ink, particularly with you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Always love opening Low Ink with you as well, and we get to do this again. We start off with match number 1 here in this October 23 edition with Wipeout versus Splat season to get this one underway. Not too familiar with both these teams. What I will at least say is, I'm excited to see some good Splatoon here between both of them.
Oh, for sure. You know, it's Low Ink. It's kind of hard to know all 200 teams that come through. So, you know, in a way, it's also kind of a lottery just to end up on stream sometimes.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to see really more than maybe 10% of these teams. And I mean, that's just a testament to just Low Ink's popularity. It's, you know, an amazing tournament, amazing production. Shout out to Inkfair behind the production desk today. But we are going to get going soon here as these teams are beginning to ready up with Game 1, Clamblitz on Crab Lake Capital.
Yeah, Crab Lake Capital Clamblitz, one of the newer maps, of course, leaning this one, and I'm gonna be excited to see how both teams want to approach this particular map. You got the ramp up front, where you can basically just try to make that push happen, and then you also have the grates to the right hand side. Very bold maneuver if you can do it, but if you can get away with it, it's a great entry point through. And basically some easy ways to cash in on clams. So both teams gonna be excited to see how their styles will work here in this Crab Lake Clamblitz map, DRF.
Certainly. So, you know, it's definitely a little bit hard to speculate when we don't know the teams particularly well here. But yeah, one thing that's been really interesting about Crab Lake Clams is I feel like it's just that you tend to see a very diverse weapon pool. I know VAC has been really kind of, you know, rearing its head into this particular map with all the greats that are involved as well. So that's going to be what I'm interested to see if any of these teams are going to pull out here. With that said, let's get some of these questions answered as we dive in. Keon, weapons, what are we noticing?
Hi, Bamboo. That's a Bamboo from Marmar out of Splat season there as well. It's a weapon you don't normally see that often, but I do like the choices they have, the Tri Nouveau and the Vanilla Splatter Shot. Very common weapons to see nowadays. On the side of Wipeout, though, they got themselves pretty much your weapons that you would normally see, especially from this patch and the previous patch, with the Ballpoint, the N-Zap, and the Splat Dualies, and the Saucer Dualies as well. So they can go. It's pretty much as standard as it can be for Wipeout. I'm gonna be excited. To see how they can continue to progress further along. Both teams kind of just collecting plants at this stage of the game with Bamboo going down right away.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a stalemate for now, but this should get the first push going as we see 3 going down on the side of Splat Season, and alas, Wipeout strikes first here in the opening game. Now the question will be, how many clams can they pile on into this basket? It seems like they're going to get quite a bit, and as they're going to reach that 50-point mark.
Yeah, 50 points in is all it's going to be, but hey, the Ancient and the Splatoon is continuing on with their pressure very well, coming out of the ball point. So hey, it's a very good first push. Cut it down in half and get another push started. They already got themselves a power clam to start right away. What I'd like to see from Splat Season, especially with that fight there, as they take 3 out of the picture from Wipeout, is see if they can find a great response back. Maybe try to take advantage of the range and the Viper decklet that they have. Maybe start pressuring up with those Tenem missiles as we speak. These suction bombs are being thrown out here. Splat Season still trying to find basically any sort of push that they can have so far, and it looks like Splat Season may be looking to find a push for themselves there, but they can pick up the Pity Clam from base. Maybe a push should be brewing here, Stu, and here's the jump, and they should be able to get this one in, but is the fall going to be there? No, not at all. It's a Wipeout, and Wipeout is able to hold successfully.
Yeah, that's going to be a one and done for Splat Season. Not exactly what they were hoping for to get out of this push, but hey, that is going to start to shrink down this lead. So now 2 power clams will actually tie the game. They will need 1 clam on top of that to get the lead, but first they need to hold off Wipeout, who's ready to strike yet again.
Man. Yeah, they're able to strike themselves right at that point in time. They pick up the cooler. Now they're starting to push themselves further and further up. They got the trip strikes out there. Pento's able to get a few more in. They already get 3 out of the picture. Should they be able to extend this push here shortly? Wipeout with a fantastic push ahead of them. They're going to get even more clams in. They should be at least 4 for the Wipeout. 1 more to get themselves in, but they have no clams in their inventory. They got 2 now. They just got to get them up there, and they will do just that, DRF. And Wipeout with a nice little statement there against Splat Season, winning the first map in this play all 3.
Fantastic gameplay from Wipeout to get it done here in game number 1. You know, with Crab Leg Capital, it's still at least slightly new, and people are still trying to figure this one out a little bit. But I mean, heck, Wipeout really perfected their pushes there. They got 2 really solid pushes. I mean, we had that initial 50-point push, and then plus the penalty that was probably close to about a 70-point push that came out of Wipeout the second time around. So they really, even within that game, managed to clean up what was already a good push and make it even stronger by securing the KO.
Yeah, and at that point, they're just multiple wins on that second push alone. They just pretty much made sure that Splat Season has no entryways to work with, and I think it was just heavy credit to what they wanted to get out of their pretty standard comp that they had. And hey, why not start off this first set strong? They get the KO right away, but now both teams moving on to ship-shaped zones. And if we thought that new maps would not be the norm, we get another new map. So we're gonna get 2 new maps right away for this first set, and and again, ship-shaped zones lends itself really well to specials that can basically take zones cap right away. I've seen weapons with reef sliders of all things charging their way in and try to get the zones capped in their direction. But at the same time, though, I could be seeing teams try to stylistically work around basically top mid on both sides of the front. So gonna be curious to see how both teams adjust, and especially for Splat Season, what is their response leading into the second map?
Certainly, and ship-shaped Splat Zones has quickly become a fan favorite, really. Of these new map modes. I feel like Splat Zone Ship Shape has just gained such a great reputation already. It's kind of just like if Reef was one zone, and the bridge was just not connected. So it definitely has some of those vibes I think have really contributed to its popularity. But let's go ahead and jump on into this game. Marmar with going from one uncommon weapon to another that may be a little bit more common, but still a relatively uncommon weapon by bringing out that Tri-Stringer.
It's so pretty much the same special, but a completely different weapon change overall with the Tri-Stringer. They just try to use the Tri-Stringer to just be able to poke on both top mids on both sides of the front there, and I'm neat to see how Splat Season works along with this one. But the initial zones cap's gonna get the lead change right away, no problem whatsoever. Still very early into this setup, but I think the Tri-Stringer change is a very solid choice. Both teams did try to stick with the same weapons overall. Other than that, and the bomb is thrown out. Amy and Kento's gone from Wipeout there, but where's the zones cap? It's taking a little bit of extra time to get the zones cap there. The most they're gonna get is neutral. Kento's able to jump in just fine, and they do go 2 down. They don't even get the zones cap anyway. Wipeout should be able to get those zones back here as long as they're able to get the paint over the zone. Okay, they'll get the Wipeout for sure, and Wipeout continues on.
That definitely was a missed opportunity for Splat Season. They got the 2-for-1 exchange there, and they should have just thrown the rest of their resources at the zone to at least flip it. You know, that gives you some turf control as well to be able to just get into those key positions, but they just were not able to. I mean, kudos to Wipeout for holding on to that despite the number disadvantage, and now they're running away with this game. Under 30 points remaining, and finding another couple of big picks there. The Wiper are gonna stay up though, and they might be able to just hold them off here with just pure aggression. They are gonna lose 2 of their members, but that's probably gonna be enough here unless Splat Season has a last-ditch effort, but no! Wipeout! Wiping out Splat Season here.
2 KOs in this set already for Wipeout. As you mentioned, Wipeout was definitely the name of the game there for to get that one going. They get the first Wipeout, and they just did not look back. And as you mentioned, I think Splat Season definitely an opportunity there where they should have been able to cap the zone on a man down situation. They get a 2-for-1 on top of it, but nobody really focused on the zone or trying to make sure that Wipeout didn't have a chance to contest. I think I saw what they were trying to do. I think they were trying to pin around the zone, but then also try to find angles for Wipeout to fight back. But while they were being patient trying to find them, Wipeout Kento, I saw trying to jump in, and then there was just so much time for Wipeout to get themselves adjusted, and they didn't even get a zones cap, not even once put in the penalty points. Wipeout gets that one Wipeout and then just completely continued on with their aggression. So things are looking really good for Wipeout right now. And Splat Season in salvage mode, they're gonna have to see if they can win this 3rd map here in Inkblot Tower Control, just to at least try to salvage any map that they can get here.
Yeah, and we're going to an absolute classic for this one. We will be taking a look at Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy for the first of probably many times this weekend. So definitely a good opportunity, though, like you said, for Splat Season to try to get their first win of the day under their belts. You know, it's always good if you're able to tighten up the set a little bit, you know, even once you already have the set loss. Hey, tiebreakers go a very, very long ways here in low ink. So every single game matters. There's no game out of the 18 that you're going to play today that is much less important than the others. Get every game that you can.
Definitely, if you're, especially for any team that's out there, you know, you're down 2-0, you're playing all 3, you may as well get this 3rd map there, at least get your confidence back up and get yourselves mentally ready for that next set here. Again, tiebreakers can easily matter a lot. And what I like, and for sure with Splat Season, they want to try to find ways to adjust this 3rd map. They have to just be able to solve this aggression that Wipeout has. Wipeout is likely gonna stick with the same weapon comp that they've been dishing out, and they love to play fast with the coolers and try to set themselves up for success with the Splat Dualies as well on top of the Crab Tank. So I think Splat Season will need to go back to the drawing board. I like to see some playstyle adjustments coming into this one. Maybe Marmarch wants to try a different, longer range weapon here, DRF. I would like to see what they want to do, as we should be queuing up here into Inkblot Tower Control just about now.
Well, let's answer that question. So Marmar continues to be a bag of tricks here, but it seems like their teammate also has a bag of tricks. And Kyon, I really don't know if I have ever seen double charger in low ink.
This is going to be a first for me in the past 3 low inks I have witnessed. Splatter, I think I kind of see the idea with the Splatter Scope and the Zeko Firefin Charger there as well. I mean, you have the triple ink strikes. You got the ink back for sure. The Neo Luna Blaster. I mean, I'm not surprised by that choice whatsoever in target control. You have the hammer to work with there, and it's deceptive. And it's definitely nice. But I think Wipeout is gonna just pay no matter what. They have to now start playing from range and be a little bit more passive. But they're approaching to the second checkpoint. Wipeout once again is wasting no time, DRF.
Yeah, I mean, and they saw the right on the wall here. It basically is, you're playing against double charger, just play as fast as you can. And that's exactly what they are doing here. And they are absolutely getting punished now. Wipeout capitalizing on this perfectly as they're riding quickly through this third checkpoint. And this will be yet another KO. My goodness. I mean, Wipeout read exactly what they had to do there and quickly got it done.
Yeah, Wipeout went 3 KOs in this set here, DRF. I mean, they stuck to their name. Let's be real here. They meant that they stayed true to their name here. And I mean, Wipeout, they look at that comp and they just decide, okay, let's just start running over them and just play fast. The goal for that comp, I kind of get the idea, but you have to lend yourself to playing passively and into the backlines, likely trying to find punish for those who are just trying to play as aggressive as they can from Wipeout. But by the end of it, though, Wipeout was starting to realize, okay, no, we can just keep moving up, just literally keep going forward, and the Chargers were getting punished. The Neo Luna Blaster just didn't have much of a chance, and that was rumored a statement set, I would say, from Wipeout to start off this low ink.
Yeah, the very, very dominant victory. You know, obviously game 1 had at least a little bit of back and forth, but I mean, 3 KOs. What a way to kick off your low ink weekend. So I really have a good feeling about Wipeout. This is gonna set some great precedents for their team, and I think that they're gonna really go on a run this weekend. If they could maintain this momentum, I mean, like, that's a huge confidence boost right there. So I would definitely keep an eye on them all weekend long.
Viewers who are watching, you know, Wipeout was definitely setting the tone for themselves. Starting out not just 3-0, but 3 KOs is very good for your confidence, and you're gonna hope to carry that through future matchups. So to be on the lookout for Wipeout themselves. About to say the second word. That was not the right one. Right there. Some of you guys may have realized what I was about to say there. But no, Wipeout is gonna try to definitely Wipeout is a team to definitely look out for throughout. So hey, just be on the lookout for them, DRF.
Don't worry, I almost made the same mistake at another point too, because it is very, very tempting, especially given that they were one of TZS's rivals. So, oh man, but quickly looking at the current scores across Group D here. A lot of notable teams that are expected to have big weekends, already off to great starts. Taking a look at, for example, Super Team 5 and Overtime, I know have been talked about quite a bit coming into this weekend, and they are getting things kicked off just as quickly with 3-0 starts. So huge shout out to those two teams. We'll definitely be seeing them at some point later this weekend.
Shout outs to Bankrupt too, at least starting off 2-0. Hey, it's the team that has definitely been talked about in certain different ways. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the team being coached by Jackpot as well, one of the best teams out there. So, hey, they're starting off so well, 2-0 for them. Hopefully, winning that third map will be a good confidence boost for them. Yeah,
absolutely. So, you know, Whiprays, another team that's kind of just been around for a while, also off to a big start. So, you know, everybody round 1 that has kind of, you know, come into this with a little bit of, you know, talking about, definitely backing it up so far. But again, it's only round 1. There's a good chance that we'll start to see some of these teams play each other in the group stage. So things can start to get a little bit spicy as we progress, which is one reason that I particularly enjoy Swiss. It's, you know, just, you start to get some really exciting matchups just within the group stage. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to see what other matchups come out of this group, but should be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, definitely should be a lot of fun here. But I think we got this first set all wrapped up here. The second set should be coming up shortly after the scores are going to be reported at this point. So we'll just give ourselves a quick break here DRF, and then we'll be back for the second set for round 2 of Low Ink here in day 1. So you don't want to miss a thing, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody, to Low Ink October 2023. I am DRF once again, joined by Keone, and we are back for your round 2 matchup. Keone, who do we got here?
All right, for this matchup, we got Retro Radio versus Shellouts. Both teams going 0-1, but they ended their 0-1 at least taking a map from that playoff 3. So at least you salvaged the set now. Both teams will have to will have to start figuring out which one of these teams really will get their first set win here. As we're about to queue right into our first map. Dear, I've already my internal monologues kicking in here. It's Manta Maria Rainmaker. What do you think so far about Manta Maria Rainmaker?
Fingers crossed is what I have to say on that one. So, just for a little bit of context here, Keone and I have somehow developed a history with Rainmaker matches on stream, so we will only be getting 2 during our block here, but hey, I mean, I don't know, chaos can and probably will ensue, so we'll just have to see to what extent that will be. So I'm looking forward to it on this one. Getting things started with hopefully a little bit of spice in this set.
Yeah, so the thing at least with Manta Maria Rainmaker is there's 2 ways to go, and I've seen teams basically kind of pick based on what they feel is the correct path. You have to make the jump on the right-hand side. The quote-unquote safe-ish path is on the left, even though that can get a little brawly, especially with where the spawns are located. So I like to see really which checkpoint both teams want to go. We're about to queue in here to Manta Maria Rainmaker. For those tuning in, it will be Shellouts on your left hand on the alpha side, or I guess steel colored side, and Retro Radio's on orange. I look at these comms and I'm already starting to see that people have looked very closely as to what's popular these days. I see Retro Radio dishing out the double Trizuka with those 2 B shots.
Yeah, and I mean, can you blame them? It's definitely just the key thing to play, so they're definitely rocking with the current meta as it stands. But I do really like that Shellouts is bringing out that Octo Nouveau. I mean, certainly a very interesting pick that has definitely kind of, I feel like, gotten a little bit more popular. I've seen it played a lot more recently, and then there's the DC. So we're gonna go ahead and reset that one. Pretend like those past 30 seconds did not happen, and we'll give this one another go.
Okay, so we have to get the DCs out of the way. At least if you're gonna have it happen, at least have it happen, I guess, in the first map so far. So we'll declare a mulligan. Something happened within the pipes there. But if we were to take those weapons we saw there, DRF, I mean, the Octo Brush Nouveau is a very interesting choice that some teams have kind of been dishing out. I think it's been more of a pocket pick per se. And ultimately, I think it really just depends on which map they want to take advantage of it. They probably think, okay, this is probably the best time to dish it out now, which will be in Manta Maria Rainmaker. So I'd love to see how it's going to work at the end of it. Yeah,
no, I certainly agree with that. Definitely, I was excited to kind of see, how that one was going to play out. But we'll have to just wait a little bit longer to find out. So still waiting to get our players back in the lobby here. But Keone, there's just honestly been I don't know, I guess a lot of just like fun and exciting things going on in the community recently. I know there's actually a couple of like lands that are kind of happening today even. I know Cali's gonna be coming up, and that's also been just pretty crazy. I think there's some people, a fair bit of low ink teams that are playing low ink and then zipping on over to that land.
Yeah. There's a lot of big events that are happening there today. So to your point, DRF, spoilers, you're gonna be hearing about one of them by the end of our block. So stay tuned if you want to hear about that portion of it. But I mean, to your point, that there's a lot of exciting events that are happening out there today. I know. Knowing you're gonna be heading over there to SoCal right after this wraps up. So, hey, good luck for your team. Just trying to see how y'all perform in SoCal for sure. So, hey, a lot of big lands are happening here. love to see how everybody performs. As you mentioned, some people in low ink are probably zipping on over their way afterwards. But it looks like we're not going to waste any time. We got our member back in here. Let's try that one again. I would not be surprised. Yeah, it's pretty much the same weapon. So pretty much the same idea though. I'm gonna be excited to see how this Octobrush Nouveau is going to pan out here in this Manta Maria Rainmaker map. The other thing I'd like to note with Shellout's weapon choice, Sloshing Machine's making its decent return along with the ancient basing weapons you would normally see in many patches ago making their appearance here, but still rather strong in their own right.
Oh, exactly. Like, both of these compositions make sense. Like, I love the Retro Radio's double slosher composition here. Not just because I'm a slosher player myself, but it just makes sense on Manta Maria. Like, it does a beautiful job of just reaching over those ledges. As, you know, we're starting to see here a fair bit, but gonna get that Rainmaker shut down right before they reach the pedestal. They're gonna try to force this one, it looks like, but no. Ultimately going to lose their third player. The try is gonna have to back out entirely, but not before they shut down the Rainmaker to buy their team some time to get back into key positions.
Huge find there as well, because that will get Retro Radio at least reset back on defense. They know that this push is going to be coming up here from Shellout's end. Terra's going to pick up this Rainmaker right out of the gate. And yeah, as you mentioned, just in that earlier push, they tried to force their way in, trying to get that first checkpoint in after getting denied by that Octobrush we called out there earlier. And by the end of it, though, they weren't able to get it, but Retro Radio was able to put the stop on Shellout's attempt at a push there. And there's a little bit of a surprise from members from Retro Radio trying to pull from the side. Octobrush Nouveau does go down. Rainmaker picked up. Will be the first checkpoint right away, DRF.
Yeah, finally gonna break through here, and that was a huge, find. So now this is going to give Retro Radio a good opportunity to try to extend their push, especially with these trip strikes, but no, Shellouts are going to try to quickly grab this Rainmaker to just stall this push as much as they possibly can, and that actually was probably a huge play, to grab that Rainmaker in the midst of the trip strikes to avoid any more points being lost. What a heads-up play there from Shellouts.
Very smart play, as you mentioned. That Ink Strike is generally used to make sure that you kind of give yourself a bit of a smoke screen per se to make sure you can push up ahead. But the awareness that Shellout had was to pick up that Rainmaker right away, and then of course, you're gonna go down with the Rainmaker, but you're gonna buy yourself maybe 1 or 2 plus seconds to make sure they can get yourself reset, and then they have to pop it back up again. So that's really, really smart play overall. Now I'd like to see if Shellout can make this push happen. They're gonna fire off the Rainmaker shots right away from both sides there, Splat and whatnot, and it will be the slam home, and both teams have broken through the checkpoint with 2 down on both sides.
Halfway through the game now, this is going to be a crucial possession for Shellouts. Popping the Zuka, able to find one, and that's going to allow them to pick up the Rainmaker just enough to get this lead, adding on another 20 points there. A huge push from Shellouts to really secure the lead here. They're going to get effectively wiped out now, but 43 points remaining is a great spot to be in at this stage. However, it is by no means safe. You really need to try to get that score down into the teens if you have a chance to really, I guess, play it a little bit safe, on the defensive end. As we're going to quickly see right here that is going to get punished. The lead flips once again in favor of Retro Radio, and I don't think they are done yet, Keon.
They're not done yet whatsoever, but and 3 down right away on that side. Retro Radio trying to pick up this Rainmaker, taking it down to 20 points range. Shellout. Both teams are 1 members up. It's a ballpoint versus the V shot, but the spawn should at least get Shellout back in their territory there. They take out Jason. The Inkjet popped out from Terra as well, trying to see if they can find any rogue members from Retro Radio out of that picture, and it looks like they pushed them up successfully. And what I liked out of Retro Radio there is I think the Tri-Slusher fell down to a greater doom there. They pushed to the right-hand side. It's the shortest path, basic path of least resistance, and that basically got them a free reign to get the lead flipped and then some more. A great awareness overall from Retro Radio to realize, hey, you got the first checkpoint down. Let's get some more points on the board. 45 seconds left here, DRF. I would like to see if they can take advantage of their specials, but right now, Heptaxel, if I pronounce that name correctly, has that Rainmaker. They try to push right up ahead, drops the Rainmaker right away.
Oh, and that's a crucial 2 down, make it 3 down, and it's just the ballpoint who trying to stay back a little bit, buy their team an opportunity to jump in, doing so very effectively here. Now gonna pop the inkjet as well, trying to find a couple of quick picks here, picking off one, trying to find a second, gets the second, but loses 3 teammates in the process yet again, and gets punished on the recall as a result. This is gonna be very difficult for Shellout to try to stay in this one. The Rainmaker going all the way back to spawn, swinging it to no man's land, and Retro Radios will take game number 1 in thrilling fashion.
Very, very close from Shellout trying to fight for that contest, but Retro Radio clamps down on defense and they're like, no, we're not going to give you guys the chance to get any chance to push back in. Shellout was just trying to go for a desperation maneuver there, if anything, and they tried to start pushing their way upwards. But by the time the Rainmaker dropped from Heptaxel, basically Shellout just did not have a chance to fight back. They would go 2 or 3 down in very crucial moments. Retro Radio was basically in the driver's seat by the tail end of it, and just great gameplay overall, really on both sides. But Retro Radio with the awareness to go right hand side on that after breaking through the first checkpoint was smart, and hey, it got them the lead, and they just never looked back.
Yeah, certainly. You know, in that game, I feel like we saw a really good defense and a really good offense. Shellouts just made a lot of great defensive plays to try and slow down Retro Radio, and it worked out for a majority of that game. Shellouts, had a couple clutch Rainmaker pickups to just slow things down, but Retro Radio offense, I mean, they were consistently applying that pressure. It almost kind of seemed like it wasn't a matter of if, but a matter of when they were ultimately going to break through, because they were doing a great job of commanding the street and, trying to utilize those specials to pick up the pace of their pushes, but again, Shellouts did a great job of defending it multiple times, but it was just one time that Retro Radio finally broke through and gave them the lead that ended up standing.
And Retro Radio honestly did it with a weapon set that is very conducive to playing aggressive. So I think leaning into this next map here, which should be Scorch Gorge Clam Blitz, I would not be surprised if Retro Radio goes back to what worked in that Manta Ray Rainmaker map, try to keep up with that aggression, try to use the double Trizukas to their advantage. And I think for Shellouts, they had some really decent opportunities to fight back, but they just kept getting walled in many more ways than one. They're gonna probably stick to, I think that's the tried and true, unless I'm not mistaken there. Actually, no, just a slight tweak to their weapons, just a different variance there, but it is double Trizuka on the side of Shellouts. Retro Radio is going a little bit different there. I see an E leader and an N zap being the big changes.
Yeah, those are quite a few changes here. So definitely the BPN is kind of what I am most curious about here. Because the vacuum, certainly a very interesting special to be utilizing. I feel like you don't see it too much in Clam Blitz in particular, but already coming at a benefit here to try to open things up for Retro Radio. Ultimately not really gonna find, not Retro Radio, for Shellouts, my apologies. Trying to slow down Retro Radio's push, but ultimately not going to find too much here as we continue to kind of just be in a bit of a stall fest in the first minute.
Yep, no surprise. Both teams are just trying to command any control of mid here in this Scorch Gorge map, so they're just trying to get themselves set up, try to find the members out of the picture, catch them out in positions where they should not be. I like the predation play all around, and now right as I say that, things starting to go from 1 to 100 there as 2 members going down on the side of Shellouts there. Jason picks up this power clam, trying to see if they can command this push up ahead, but Terra's going to use that ink back to try to take all shots away from them. Bombs aren't going to find anybody. They're going to fire that ink back shot. Doesn't find anybody, but 2 members have gone down in separate fights. So again, both teams not really being able to push up ahead, and Shellouts doesn't have a power clam to speak of. It's 2 power clams that were spawned for Retro Radio, and those 2 are still stuck at spawn. It's still a brawl here. We're about close to 2 minutes away here, DRF, and really nobody has scored whatsoever until maybe that 2-down situation could help.
Yeah, and now the Trip Strikes coming out as well, just trying to slow down the members of Shellouts from making a push here, because they do have the tools to do it. Finally going to break through and get the first score of the game, and now they need to follow up with as many clams as physically possible. They got 6 to work with. They should be able to dish out all of these clams. But There you go. They're going to get those 6 in, but get wiped out. That's the end of the push. 62 remaining. Not a bad spot to be in, but not quite at the threshold that you tend to go for on your first push.
Yeah, you definitely want to get some more points on the board for sure, but they're going to be okay with this one. Quick, right away, Retro Radio responds with a quick ball jump to go down right away here, DRF. But is there going to be any follow-up? Looks like the two members are kind of not in a position to really get those claims cashed in. Quick one-and-done push, so at least you cut the deficit down. You do give the other team a free power clam for their efforts, but hey, at least you get that quick push in. Try to cut that deficit down by just a bit to make future pushes manageable, though. As Trizuka just trying to fire them out and pressure them out on that side. The Nuvogo from Himmeling does go down. That Trizuka shot surprisingly does not land, and 3 go down from Shellout's side of the fence. Retro Radio coming out of that fight win. Maybe we'll see another push from them.
Oh man, that was a too many Trizukas challenge right there. All in quick succession. And definitely paying off now though for Retro Radios, as they're going to be able to break through here and get their power clam in. Should be able to get the lead as well. Yes, they will. Now, how big will this lead grow as Shellout's continuing to stagger here? And this is pretty much just broken open for Retro Radio, getting commanding lead at this stage of the game.
And there's just so much pressure around that basket that really Shellouts just don't have a chance to contest right now. They were able to get some few more clams. This push is still going. There is no way they got those clams in and left unpunished entirely. And right now Shellouts is just trying to respond on defense as much as they can. They do take out 2. Yes, it is 2 down, but look at Retro Radio's push. They put it down to 16 points with a minute left to go. Now you got to see if there's a response back from Shellouts. I cannot believe they got those clams in to at least extend the lead even further. And Retro Radio is still winning these fights. Shellouts is still continuing to stagger here. 45 seconds left. We might be seeing possibly another push that could send them to KO here, as right now Nightmare is carrying a lot of those clams. Triple ink strikes being dished out here, and they might be able to go. What? No way! The ball takes out 2. What is this play from Nightmare? And now, but however, there is 3 down. They only bring it down to 15 points remaining. More importantly, though, they get that push that they broke open is pretty much going to prevent well, they do get the power clam spawned on the other side. DRF, Retro Radio continues to put on a clinic, and there's not much time left for Shellouts to fight back.
Yeah, and that was ended up being a great push for them as well, because the first pity clam ended up expiring there. So now Shellouts only has the 1 pity clam to work with in this overtime push, and only a couple members as well, which is going to be detrimental to them trying to get this overtime push going. So about 10 seconds left to go before they really need to get the score off. They're going to pop the vacuum to try to force their way in, but I think this vacuum's just maybe a little bit too far back. The power clam too far back as well. And with 3 going down, that is simply the cherry on top for Retro Radio here in game number 2.
Retro Radio, just two solid pushes. Really, even if the second solid push was 15 points remaining, the first one was the one that broke things open there. In amongst the Trizuka that did not land. They had 3 members going down, and as you highlighted it there earlier, Shellouts was just staggering in one after the other and going down on top of it as well, which kept the push alive. And more importantly, the timing of some of those clams being cashed in prevented very early recons from happening there as well. Basically, I think I saw that push probably go at least maybe 30, maybe 45 seconds for Retro Radio. They kept that basket open for as long as they could, and basically made sure that Shellouts just didn't have enough chance to fight back. So Retro Radio playing that one very nicely, and as you mentioned, they're up 2-0. Hopefully make it a 3-0 here coming up to this third map.
Well, yes, indeed. Great couple of games there by Retro Radio. So, game 3, Splats and Hagglefish. As we always say, Keon, a good opportunity to salvage the set and at least get a little bit of something going in your favor. So definitely excited to see, if Shellouts can once again at least take a game 3 as they did in round 1. So with Splats and Hagglefish, if they continue to kind of play what they did in that last one, a double Trizuka I think could definitely be very beneficial, especially if the E-leader comes back out as well. Just try to take good command of especially that canopy area.
I would like to see if they want to resume back to the double Trizuka. It almost worked out, but just some crucial gameplay differences kind of, I think, really broke things open for Retro Radio to take advantage. I wouldn't be surprised if there really isn't that many adjustments. I guess if anything, they probably would try to tweak it back to the original comp from Game 1, where you had the vanilla sloshing machine and the vanilla ballpoint. That might actually work out a lot better for Hagelfish zones. Retro Radio, though, I wouldn't be surprised if they want to stick to the game 2, where they had the E-Leader for sure. I think that's a great, the E-Leader is a great choice for Hagelfish market zones. As you mentioned, taking control of that canopy area, make sure you let that E-Leader plant themselves in and try to find snipes all around. Whereas we're about to load in here to Hagelfish zones, and again, Charlotte's kind of in salvage mode, trying to see if they can win the third map, and, well, not the weapon I was necessarily expecting, but I do like the choice overall, though. The Snipe Rider makes an appearance.
Yeah, and, you know, sometimes the Snipe Rider just likes to show up every now and then. I mean, especially being paired with that cooler and the sprinkler that can, you know, help paint that zone a fair bit. It's certainly grown to be a fairly popular choice, especially in higher level scenes.
Yeah, for sure. You see Snipe Rider and get paired up with the double Trizuka comp. It's basically the same idea that Shells is trying to do. Try to go 2 Trizukas and then use the pencil to basically help support the rest of your team. But again, Retro Radio wants none of that. They're looking at that comp. They're like, no, we're not gonna let you. And Retro Radio is still taking cap of this zone. The Ultra Brush Nouveau is just trying to pressure them out big time. They do get the zones flip at least in the other direction. Penalty points have been applied. Jason trying to pressure themselves. Trying to continue to apply the pressure. Wording is going to be hard for me at this point, but Jason's going to be there patiently waiting for sure. And again, penalty points, they're just taking that one down one by one. Retro Radio still with the zone.
Yeah, and with 3 going down there, though, Shellouts should get the flip this time. Yes, they will. And now finding an opportunity to start really aggressively pushing up here. You know, Tofu on this E-Leader trying to just get a reach pick here to be able to get their team back in, but not able to find anything yet. The Zuka's going to try to come in and assist now, but there we go, able to find one finally. Get the second and the zone flip. They do lose the lead, but it's not going to take much for them to flip it back in their favor.
It's definitely not going to take much unless you lose members right out of the gate, right as we had to speak that into existence. Charlotte is like, no, not again. No, we're not going to lose lead. We're going to try to hold firm and make sure and keep applying the pressure. And I think the Sniper change has worked out nicely for them. They're able to continue the zone and hopefully get themselves out of the penalty points here soon, unless Retro Radio has something to respond to it. Hemulin's just trying to pressure them out with the Octo Rush Nouveau, but not able to do much. Penalty points are out of those penalty points. The Trizuka finds one, and that's a second member going down on top of it, and it should be the point flipped here for Retro Radio, if I'm not mistaken, unless this is actually a really nice contest actually from Shellouts there. But yes, Retro Radio will finally get the zones back. And again, this lead is still not quite safe here, DRF, but they should be out of the penalty points here shortly.
Oh, and I'm surprised that bomb kind of reached it. I guess they were damaged just enough to be within the minimum damage range there, and just get the kill. So now Retro Radio quickly getting the lead back in their favor and trying to run away with this one now. You know, Shellouts with a slight number disadvantage, so they're gonna have to quickly get themselves back in, get their numbers back in. But Retro Radio doing a great job of just trying to hold position, hold the zone as tightly as possible, and continue to get it back in their favor every time it goes to neutral. But with this Zuka, this should be a zone flip back in favor of Shellouts. They're gonna quickly move up as well to try to really punish these Retro Radio members, and they're gonna pick off one, gonna pick off the second there, and this could be a good sustainable push for Shellouts as they're gonna be out of the penalty and searching for the lead.
And they did just that, as you mentioned, with the Trizuka. That's just able to find one. But Retro Radio has a Trizuka shot of their own and fires back right at Shellouts, and that will be three down, if I'm not mistaken, on Shellouts. And now Shellouts has to go for another reset. The Trizuka cannot find anybody, and it will be Nightmare with a punish there. Nightmare finding a lot of value with the Slosher right away. Terra's just trying to poke through with that pencil. The Snipe Rider just trying to paint over it. Trizuka's just kind of being fired off from range. Can it find anybody else? No. Throws the cooler up there to give the front lines some more speed. And there you go. You got the E-Leader. The Zaps now out of the picture. Heptaxel is standing in place. This is not the right time to be standing in place. Could it be? Could it be one of those moments? Doesn't look like they're still connected, all things considered, but the last minute is still going to be very tense, and it will be Shellouts out of the penalty points. they're still connected as is, but they lose everybody, and Retro Radio gets the wipeout, DRF.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. The machine is not having a good time here right now. I know that much. But Retro Radio still doing everything they can to just hold the front lines and hold this zone for as long as possible, close to getting out of the penalty. These trip strikes coming in, trying to battle Bazooka for control of the zone. They're going to lose 2 members though, and this zone will flip one more time in Shellout's favor. Now the question is going to be, how long can they hold on to it? It's not going to be very long here, as Retro Radio gets 3 picks there, and they should be able to run away with this one, barring a last-second dive on the zone, and that will do it. Retro Radio will sweep the set.
Retro Radio holding firm. Things were going back and forth. I think it really just came down to who gets value out of the Trizooka at pivotal moments, and that's what we saw right away. Retro Radio with the last jab at that zone. Things were getting a little interesting, let's say, in the last minute or so. But at that point in time, though, the Retro Radio just kind of still sticking together despite the circumstances. And yeah, Shellouts had a few good responses. I like the change into the Sniper, using it for using the cooler in aggressive positions while keeping the Sniper planted up there, but they just cannot turn that into any sustainable push. It gets to get it with the Trizooka just being fired in the other direction right out of the gate. So I mean, hey, Retro Radio, you lost the first set 2-1, but that's a great bounce back set you just had, winning that one 3-0, so good job, Retro Radio.
Absolutely. You know, a great set to come back from after an initial loss. You know, Shellouts, they were right there, though, throughout a majority of this set. Just constant back and forth, held key leads at various times as well. And just ultimately, it seemed like Retro Radio was the stronger team consistently going into that last minute in every single one of those games, just to be able to, you know, either get back the lead or hold on to crucial leads. So kudos to them. You know, it's Retro Radio now putting themselves in a good spot here, 1-1, certainly in great, a decent spot at least to contend for Alpha Bracket. Shellouts 0-2 now, so still got an opportunity, but you gotta scramble now going into these last 4 sets.
And I'll talk about both teams and what their situations are going to look like. For Retro Radio, though, that's going to winning 3-0 on the back of some really crucial picks and able to get insurmountable leads, or at least swing lead in their favor in the last 2 minutes. Pretty much made the difference in that set overall. Retro Radio will at least go 1-1 to start off the day, but they got 4 more sets they need to play out, and then hopefully we will get to see them in day 2 in one of the upper brackets, hopefully Alpha for them, but they got to win out a lot of these group stages here. I mean, for Shellouts though, down 0-2, you need to start resetting. Start thinking about, okay, we lost the first 2. First one was a 2-1 loss. This one was a sweep, and at that point, you had not to start internally thinking, okay, we lost the first 2 sets. There's still a chance for us to definitely fight back, but we're gonna need to put out our game there. Make sure that we still play to our potential. And honestly, there were some really good signs that Shellouts were definitely improving from in between maps. That last map in Hagelfish zones, it was the best that we've seen them for sure this set. So definitely don't sleep on this team for sure. All things considered. But hey, down 0-2, you got to start mentally thinking about round 3 coming up.
Yeah, certainly. You know, round 3, round 4 are absolutely crucial in this Swiss stage, you know, because that's where you're gonna really get into a lot more of those key matches, key opponents. You know, that's when you have to start really considering, hey, you know, we need these opponents with high win percentage, and we need to be able to beat them too. You know, so that's why the early rounds in Swiss are just so crucial. Again, you're never out of it by going 0-2, but it certainly makes the climb just a little bit harder, as opposed to, you know, going 4-2 but dropping the last 2 sets. Because opponent win percentage is such a big factor.
Absolutely, and again, exactly as you mentioned, you know, win percentage is a huge thing. You know, starting off 0-2 definitely can be very tough, especially which is why the remaining sets, is just as important. you need to start focusing on, you know, how can we still plan on winning the next, let's say, 1 or 2, and then trying to set yourselves up to win the main 2 to have a chance at those upper ranks like Alpha and Beta for sure. To know, if you're down 0-2, you know, you might be a little down yourselves. Your team might be second guessing yourselves, but you still gotta, you know, start refocusing. Keep thinking, okay, we still got 4 more rounds to go. There's still a chance for us. You still gotta think things through and just deal with all the punches that are being thrown. On the other side, though, let's look at this way. You're 1-1, still really good. You're definitely not out of it, but you don't want to get too lax after winning that first set. You gotta keep the gas pedal going. You gotta keep moving forward, and you know, start stringing together set wins after set wins.
Yeah, absolutely. And taking a look at some of these standings that are kind of just scrolling through here. You know, a lot of pretty good matchups there. You know, and I'm seeing a lot of those collegiate teams as well. So shout out. I've counted 7 of them so far. So of course, got to give my collegigue folks that quick shout out.
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of collegiate teams I'm recognizing are like Grisco Workers Union and Ink Black 2 teams. I'm keeping an eye on. Actually, I think Ink Black's here for sure. But yeah, Grisco Worker Union definitely on screen. One of the teams we gotta keep shouting out on the collegiate scene. But real quickly, DRF, we gotta give ourselves a quick break for us. So we'll just go ahead and do that one. So we wrap up round 2. The next round will be round 3, and we'll be curious to see what that matchup is gonna be. So everybody, don't tune away. There's still more low ink action coming up. Welcome back, everybody, to the October 23 edition of Low Ink. I'm Kyun, once again, as always, joined by DRF. DRF, we have entered the third round here of Low Ink, and we got ourselves an interesting little matchup. If you're willing to tell us what the two teams you got coming up are.
Certainly, we have the Bloop Troop taking on Category 5. So, both of these teams continuing through their Low Ink journeys here. I believe, were they both 1-1, was it?
Something akin to that?
I want to say that's what they were, but we'll get that double checked shortly. But nonetheless, again, kind of running into a couple of teams here that are going to be pretty exciting to learn a little bit more about. So we're going to be very quickly, actually, and these teams are almost readied up already, to dive on into Tower Control Museum de Alfonsino. So this has kind of just been a weird map mode. I feel like people are very just neutral about it, which you can't really say too much about, just in the grand scheme of things. There's not really a whole lot of like big hate for it, and people don't like love it either. It's kind of there.
Yeah, for sure. Like it does. I've seen some very mixed opinions, either good, bad, or just straight up neutral. No feelings whatsoever about Museum Tower Control. We'll get to learn more about both these teams as both teams will be queuing on this one soon. And DRF, I did do a quick double check on the score. Actually, both teams have yet to win a set. So again, once again, someone will be on the board for the first time this Low Ink for both of them. So similar to what we talked about in the previous set, this is one set at a time. And I'm already looking at some of the weapons we're seeing here, DRF, and then immediately the Sorella Umbrella is just staring at me right now. And more importantly, it's a double. Both teams are double inkjet comps. Okay then.
Interesting. I guess welcome back to the Splatoon 2 meta.
Welcome back to a few
Splatoon 2 meta. Yeah, maybe some patches go too. So yeah, I mean, we definitely, that's not quite to be expected, in our current state of the game. As we're now gonna see an inkjet duel here. Category 5 are down 3 members, trying to just buy their team a little bit of time to get back into the fight here. But Bloop Troop chugging along, already claiming this first checkpoint and quickly on their way to the second.
Yeah, got past the first just fine, able to win the initial fight, and then able to keep that tower moving. So you gotta keep that line moving if you're Bloop Troops, making sure you get that tower continuing on to the second checkpoint. And there's been a good defensive hold despite Category 5 losing multiple in that scenario. There's the jump straight on the tower. Matt is not gonna have really anywhere to go, but protecting themselves with the umbrella up there, maybe a few seconds or so before finally going down, and that will be the tower resetting. So nice initial push, didn't make it to the second checkpoint with ease, but hey, at least you get a good start right away if you are Bloop Troop.
Certainly, and a nice double there from the machine as well. 2 members going down on either side as Category 5 was on the tower there. There we go. Gonna get back on the tower now, working their way towards that first checkpoint. In a spot to possibly clear it here, but no, the Tower Rider goes down. Another inkjet duel taking place, and that's not going to result in much as Category 5 doing everything they can to just try to hold this tower right in that first checkpoint area. But ultimately, they're just getting staggered big time now. They just need to back up and get a bit of a reset here.
Yeah, I think just trying to reset is not the worst thing you can have here, because again, the tower has to go back to where the 60 points remaining marker is for them to even get more of a lead. So hey, there's still plenty of time for Category 5 to get themselves back into this front there. The cooler may have blocked a few shots from the Trizuka. No matter though, the points have been extended. Now you see Gruntkey immediately pumping up this inkjet, finds one, but no matter what though, that will be 3 down with the assistance with the rest of Bloop Troops, and it will be the rest of Category 5 out of the picture. This will be the second checkpoint here, DRF.
Yes, it will, and it will go down with relative ease as Category 5 is just trying to work their way back towards this tower, able to pick off the inkjet, but has already lost 2 of their own members, and trying to use the Zuka to get another pick, not gonna get it with the main weapon instead, actually. So this tower will stall for now, but Bloop Troop doing everything in their power to try and hold it in this aggressive position, and it's gonna pay off here. The Umbrella now on the tower, and they're gonna get some more points on the board, very likely here. Yes, they will, clear that final checkpoint and chugging along all the way to the knockout. 2 points away, it's not gonna take much more. The Wipeout! A big stop by Category 5 at the last possible second.
Category 5 needed that, or otherwise the KO would have happened, and that was clutch. But Category 5 has a huge mountain to climb. Losing fights near their base is what got them to have to climb to do the unthinkable, almost be near KO range, but the point to spare, of course. So Bloop Troops, you got yourselves in game-winning position. Sometimes the best idea you could do is to just hold on defense, make sure you don't give Category 5 a chance to push. And right now, Bloop Troops is just doing a phenomenal job. In fact, actually, don't worry about that one. They've already pushed it near their side, and it's already the KO just like that. Blink and you miss it right away. Bloop Troop with the KO to start the set.
Yeah, I don't think I really quite processed what was happening there until I saw like the game go across the screen. You know, that was very, very sneaky there, just to try to keep that tower forward, while the rest of Category 5 is trying to like push up a little bit, and it's like, no, the tower's moving. So they did a great job of holding it there.
Sometimes the sneaky tower pushes is what gets you, and I think Category 5 were just not in position to contest, or they were just just a bit late trying to respond back to the tower push that was basically ensuing from the Brella. They're mad with that Brella on Tower Rider duty, managed to take it all the way home to KO range. But again, that was pretty much Bloop Troop in total command that entire for most of that map. They were winning some of the crucial fights, and then Category 5 find themselves in big staggering moments. And of course, they had a push that they could have done to try to counter what Bloop Troops was trying to do, but the Tower Rider going down, which I think by an inkjet shot from distance, is what pretty much stalled the tower right there. So, hey, Bloop Troops, way to get things started with a very sneaky tower push that I'm sure most people were probably thinking, how the heck did that happen?
Absolutely. I mean, like, you see this type of play in, like, Rainmaker, not in tower control. So, if I am Category 5, I am coming into Game 2 with a little bit of extra awareness, because if they were able to pull something like that off in Tower Control Museum, Rainmaker Undertow is even more fair game for some shenanigans.
Let's put it this way: if you forget that the objective is being pushed close to your area, you need to start clamping down. Be focused as much as you can. Make sure that your team is really resetting here, because again, to your point, it's Rainmaker, especially on Undertow, where some sneaky pushes can get completely unchecked, and this is one of those maps that is very conducive to it, especially if you move that Rainmaker to the left hand side. So Category 5, this is a time for y'all to start focusing, start really thinking about that Rainmaker, that where it is at all times. Because yeah, that tower control push that was sneaky Museum, not many teams can get away with that. Hopefully we get to see Category 5 clamp down on defense. Obviously for Bloop Troops, you're able to get the victory there with a nice little sneaky push. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to keep up with that momentum with the way they were playing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, just gotta be a little bit more aware coming into this one, and you should be able to clean things up. Especially Undertow, a lot of great opportunities for people to kind of sneak around with all of these, you know, little mounds and valleys. You know, it's easy to go unnoticed. So let's dive on in, seeing a couple of small adjustments here. So now both teams dialing it back to just one inkjet apiece, but we do see you know, a couple of other adjustments. I mean, Octobrush coming out, the Machine Neo, you know, a couple more coolers now, and also a couple Zukas.
So on the side of Bloop Troops, they got two Trizukas in the form of the Sorella 10th Umbrella and the V-Shot, and of course a cooler weapon of their choice in the NZAP. So a lot more popular weapons you get to see in the current meta today. So I'd love to see how Bloop Troops can take advantage of this one. They're pushing the Rainmaker out to the left-hand side. Category 5 trying to go with the flank route, trying to figure out the word for that one, because it was a slow developing flank that Bloop Troops gets the first checkpoint right out of the gate, and 2 members already gone down. Matt's able to take this checkpoint again. Category 5 is just nowhere near the Rainmaker area. The wipeout is there, but eventually a delayed wipe on the side of Category 5. Bloop Troops though is still stuck all the way back, or excuse me, it was on the other side. It was Bloop Troops that got wiped out. They clamped it down, but that was a really strong push right out of the gate.
Yeah, it certainly was, you know, just a bit of mispositioning there. Everybody was just committed to that left-hand side, and they ended up swinging it right. So now you're playing from behind the enemy in the middle of their push with nobody to stop it. So that's definitely a rough position to be in, as now it seems like Bloop Troop trying to force yet another similar situation, but Category 5 positioning themselves much better for this push, not going to let any more points slip if they have anything to say about it.
Yeah, now Category 5 is now recognizing this Rainmaker going on the left-hand side, trying to get everybody in that position as soon as they can. 2 members have gone down though. This is going to be looking very strong for Bloop Troops until they get caught in the unpaintable area, and Bloop Troops losing 2 right away. They're just going to have to retreat just a tiny bit. I think they're going to pop this Rainmaker here. They're going to pick this one up. Okay, then, so Bloop Troops is going to try to reposition themselves, trying to see if they can stop the Rainmaker push right away. And we do see that Rainmaker uncomfortably close to their base until finally dropping down close to their territory, now trying to forcibly reset it back to mid. So Category 5 with a nice hold. Bloop Troops, though, trying to force the issue, just not able to get extra points out of it.
Yeah, and I think that was ultimately the right call as well, because they've been just so sneaky, and it just grab the Rainmaker. That way you know that you have the Rainmaker, that no one else is going to grab it. You know, it's not, you do spend a lot of effort just to get it back into mid, but I think just the way that Bloop Troop has been playing, take the reset into your own hands here, and just try to get yourself some solid mid control, but with another wipeout, Bloop Troop will pick up this Rainmaker and are on yet another push, this time taking on the right side. See if they get a little bit more luck there to break through that 26-point threshold.
Oh. Yeah, they might be able to break this one through. 2 members, I think, may have went down to the Rainmaker explosion, which is going to give Bloop Troops the positioning that they need. The Ancient is there to pressure them out, and now they're trying to collapse right in. Still no points left, and there's the wipeout. Category 5 with a great response on the tail end of this one. Now they got to get themselves reset here. There is a lot of painting that Bloop Troops just put down, so Category 5 needs to start focusing on some of that. There's that big shield from the tent that's able to get themselves a little bit of protection to work with there. And Bloop Troops, I think, are just going to be content letting this one reset. But they lose, but 3 have gone down from Category 5, and the Rainmaker has reset here. DRF. Category 5 losing a lot of fights. Bloop Troops just trying to be on a mission right now.
Yeah, on a mission indeed, as they continue to just... It's basically a rinse and repeat cycle. Like, they push the Rainmaker to 26 points remaining, they get wiped out. Category 5 resets the Rainmaker, and we do it all over again. That's the spin the story for 4 minutes now. Now the question will be, can we break the cycle in this last minute? When Mad, kind of with a massive flank here, able to pick off 1. I don't anticipate this cycle really breaking in the last bit here, as once again, Bloop Troop is effectively wiped. Mad is still hanging out, though, it seems. Okay, no, I think that was a full wipeout now. So, one more time to possibly break the cycle. Category 5 trying to get this Rainmaker to reset, but losing yet another 3 players. There's the reset, but I don't think the curse is being broken.
I feel like we have been in a major deja vu sequence for the past 4 minutes, as you have described there. And Bloop Troops has this Rainmaker right now, and there's 2 members all down right away. And I think that was the Rainmakers I'm talking about. The delayed wipeout is there. You do not need to push yourselves up any further anymore. And Bloop Troops will take home this Rainmaker map. And as you mentioned, the spindle, it was literally just a pendulum just swinging back and forth in the sense of literally the entire sequence. You push it up to 26 points remain. Oh, you're wiped out. Reset it back. Oh, let's just do it again. This time 3 members down. Do it again. You get wiped out again. Rainmaker resets, and then the literal cycle repeats itself until the clock hits zeros, DRF. But Bloop Troops will win the second map anyway.
Yeah, I kind of had to like rub my eyes after that one just to make sure that I'm like seeing this correctly, because that's gotta be one of the biggest deja vu moments I have had in Splatoon. It's, you know, just you're kind of stuck in a Groundhog's Day scenario for 5 minutes straight. But hey, I mean, that's all the credit to Bloop Troop though, because that cycle benefited them from start to finish. There was nothing for them to really lose. Just continue to push up the Rainmaker, force Category 5 to pick it up and reset it. But they consistently positioned themselves in a way that allowed this cycle to continue, and able to get the picks every time Category 5 stepped foot in a mid.
And the big thing too is that entire deja vu sequence was something that Blue Troops will definitely be content taking each time, because they had a lead, and this just prevents Category 5 from trying to make their push from happening. I mean, as you mentioned, anytime Category 5 tried to do something with a push surrounding mid and trying to get the paint set up, they go 3 down pretty much right out of the gates. That means all the pushing advantage they wanted to try, any painting they wanted to put down to make that push happen was just gone in an instant. And then you get to see Blue Troops do that exact sequence again, hopefully to get more points, maybe even a KO for their efforts. But no, they just decided to repeat the cycle the entire way through to the benefit of Bloop Troops. So, hey, well done, Bloop Troops. And now we're going to go on to map 3, and just like the first two, salvage mode really for Category 5 this time on Barnacle and Dime Clan Blitz. This is the time for Category 5 to at least get points on the board for the set, all one of them for sure. But hey, I like to see stylistically what can they do to solve the riddle that is Bloop Troops, especially mad on umbrella duties.
Yeah, and Brella is definitely a tricky weapon to play around. It is a very vulnerable weapon, but if you're not used to playing against Umbrella, it's very difficult. Like, it's one of those things that you typically need to have a discussion just solely about, hey, how are we going to deal with this Brella? Is it going to be a particular special? Is it going to be a particular play style? Like, how do we isolate them? And that's just the conversation that they're going to need to have, because that's really what's kind of doing them in so far. So it's, again, if you're not used to playing against it, it's tricky. But now is the opportunity for them to figure out what those answers are.
And this isn't going to get any better, because this is Barnacle and Dime Clan Blitz, where Inkjet could easily reign supreme and just find members in different elevations that are there. So they have to solve not just the Brella. I think Blue Troops has always came home with that with an Inkjet. I think Grunky's been on Inkjet duties for both maps so far, and they found so much value finding picks left and right. And again, mad finding value with the Brella, whether it was an Inkjet or the Sorrel Tenderbell with the Trizukas effectively. Bloop Troops has been able to take Category 5's numbers, so Category 5 back to the drawing board. I mean, Bloop Troops was like, we have the Sorrel Tenderbell, you were prepared for an Inkjet, you're not ready for the Kraken this time. Grunky's dishing out the heavy Splat lane Deca with the Kraken, so one of the more well-known strategies out there on the board is the Kraken jump. That is now in play. On the other side, though, for Category 5 DRF, they're back to the double Inkjet composition again.
Yeah, and for Bloop Troop, what really is interesting to me is pairing this Deco with the Snipe Rider. That's definitely a very unconventional composition that they are cooking up here, and the Brella as well. I mean, like, these are 3 weapons that I don't think I've ever seen played at the same time.
Not many people would think to put a Brella with a Snipe Rider and a heavy Splat lane Deco, but I guess there's a time to do it. It's going to be on Barnacle and Dime Clan Blitz. As we go back to the action here, Category 5 already taking 3 members out of the picture. Grunky trying to chase one of the members from Category 5. That's Pumpkin Boy being chased down. The Kraken gets them right away. And both teams, no Power Clan is on site. So we're just back to basically a little bit of brawling, trying to get a little bit of a TDM situation, if you will. Just trying to take one after the trying to take one member down after the other, see if they can find the advantage here. But to your point, DRF, not many people would think to put the Tenderbell with the 2 weapons described in the Sniper and the heavy Splat lane Deco. But I kind of get the idea with the heavy Splat lane Deco with the Kraken and the Sniper with the coolers. So I think this might work out.
Yeah, and I mean, so far it seems to be, as they have pretty solid control of mid. We do see these couple backline options like moving up as well, and that's a great sign that your team is in a solid aggressive position and are getting geared up to make a push. I think at this point they're probably going to be waiting for either the Cool or Kraken to come out so that they can make that push, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to pull this one off after all. Yeah, they're gonna have to go ahead and backtrack here a little bit. So they were in a great spot, but you're gonna have to wait a little longer to see if this can actually make as strong of a push as they're hoping.
And the interesting story right now is just look at how many clams that Bloop Troops has collected at this point. They got a lot of clams in their arsenal, so I think they're going to be content just playing this one patiently. They weren't able to get that initial push going. I think they're going to be okay with that, though, as long as they're able to get Category 5 out of the picture. Look at the amount of clams Category 5. It's just a mere 2, so they have to start moving up and start trying to find brawls at least in the intern to make sure that Bloop Troops doesn't have a chance to respond. And already 2 members going down, delayed and staggered for sure. So Category 5 still trying to find any answers they can against Bloop Troops, but then we lose the Tri-Slusher on top of it. And right now, Bloop Troops with a really huge pain advantage. They might be trying to set themselves for a really nice first push here. There's a brawl that just occurred, and it will be Matt picking up this Power Clam. Do we get this push in with the assistance of the 10th Umbrella and the Snipe Rider? As long as Matt doesn't get themselves caught out of position, maybe we'll see this push possibly developing here within the next, let's say, 20 seconds or less.
Yeah, and this just continues to be a stall fest between these two teams. The Kraken finally gonna come out. So this is the opportunity. They picked up the Power Clam. Kraken is going straight to the basket. There we go. That's exactly what they were looking for. And it is going to pay off. There we go. The first score of the game, but with no follow-up here. It will be one and done. Category 5 with a good stop there and with a great opportunity to try and get back control of mid, pick up some clams, and it's gonna take 1+1 to be able to get the lead back, but they need the numbers if they're gonna do it. And now they are gonna have to retreat, giving themselves only a minute to figure out how to get this push going.
So the key thing, DRF, is with the Kraken jump, you might be thinking, where's the counterplay in this one? The risk here is that you only get the one Power Clam if you don't get the follow-up associated. It's going to give the other team a free Power Clam if they can take advantage of it each go-around. Category 5 was trying to make something happen after taking out Bloop Troops. They were very excited. 3 down. Now is your time to go. But they lose the fight in the middle of it. And this could just be one of those games where one and done might just be it. But we got to see if they can get more value. Oh, what is that? That was a quad! That was a quad from Man! Man with the quad with the 10th Umbrella, which will open things up, and now this lead continues to grow! And now we get the other Trizuka that's being fired from distance. 31 points remaining here, DRF. They broke this one wide open with a quad from Mad. Wow!
What a beautiful play there with the Trizuka. That is everything you hope for. 10 seconds to go. This one might as well be over at this point because that's just soul crushing. But hey, it's not over until the timer says it's done. One more opportunity for Category 5. 2 Power Clams in their possession. They need to get rid of Mad here. Mad is gonna, it's gonna be the Heavy Deco that shuts down that Power Clam carrier, and with the Booyah coming out to try and give them one last chance here, it's going to be very difficult. A double coming in clutch here, but too little, too late, as Bloop Troop breaks Game 3 wide open and runs away with it to complete the sweep.
Hey, if there's a time to get a quad in the most pivotal moment of the game, why not then and there, DRF? And I'm glad we caught that too. Holy moly, that was a quick way. That quad happened in a blink. It happened in a flash, and that just broke everything wide open. They had all the clam support in the world to cash that one home. Category 5 had to just spawn in and just force the stop, if anything. And the worst part is that it happened with a minute left in change. So there was really no time for Category 5 to get a few more extra pushes in. They had to get basically the push of their lives to swing it back in their direction. I'm still in awe. That quad was crazy.
That was phenomenal. So I'm sure that people will take this one and go make their post about just react faster to continue to bash on the Zuka meta. But I mean, regardless, that was a sick play. That's what makes this fun. So regardless of your opinions on it, you have to give all the credit to Mad there for the insane quad. I mean, that was just awesome.
That was beautiful in every aspect. That I mean, yeah, you might be going out there and just immediately posting, okay, this Trizuka meta is silly. No, not at all. We got
yes.
yeah, we saw the replay there. I'm glad that it was there for everybody to see. To see. We gotta see how this one develops. I think that was mad. Yeah, that was one shot. There's the umbrella. Protect everybody. Here's that one Trizuka shot that's literally being fired. Takes out one. Then the second. I think it took out everybody. Just the mirror shot of the Trizuka alone just eliminated everybody. And yes, Category 5 was just all bunched up together to make that happen. It was just crazy, phenomenal placement of the Trizuka shots there. And again, that was the Trizuka that said it all for Bloop Troop. Just insane.
Wow. Yeah. That one's gotta go. You know, in I really hope that they clipped it. I'm sure they did. But you know, you're gonna clip that one, save it, show it to your kids one day, and be like, look at me. This was an awesome play. So kudos to Bloop Troop though, sweeping the set. Finally, you know, breaking yet what felt like another cycle in that game for about 4 minutes. So, okay, lots of fun there.
Yeah, for sure. But we can talk about that set all we want here, DRF. But that was the end of round 3. Bloop Troops 3-0. We're gonna I think we'll still remember that quad for the rest of the day anyway. So that was beautiful. But DRF, I think that's gonna be it for both of us. But before we sign off, we got something to read, y'all, and that will be the upcoming land here. New England's first land for Splatoon 3 is just around the corner. New England Splatoon is excited to introduce new Inkland. Come hang out and compete at Balance Patch in Allston, Boston. Side events, including Simrun, are subject to demand, so be sure to join our Discord server and register soon. Competitor badges are $20 or $15 if you're a student. Children under 16 must be accompanied by an adult. New England Splatoon is so excited to see you there and show New England what the Splatoon community is all about. And again, there's the link that's on screen if you want to join New England Splatoon, and of course to start GG for that, DRF. And you mentioned earlier in the broadcast how there are so many lands that are happening today. Well, hey, there's a discussion for one that's coming up next month.
Yep, absolutely. So I love to see all these local scenes really starting to get going here. That's just so exciting. So go support your local scenes. They really are such a crucial piece of this community. So please go do that. But Kyon, I believe that we are finally getting roped off stage here. So let's go ahead and take our final bows here. Go ahead and plug yourself, Kyon. Where can the people of our chat find you?
You guys can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and the skies that are blue. Kyon2570 on the bulletin board sites. I basically post a lot of nonsense, but also some Splatoon takes, maybe once in a blue moon. And then on Twitch, I do stream Splatoon. I also do a lot of variety as well, so smash the follow button if you want to follow me on those sides. Where can the great people find you, DRF?
You can go ahead and find me on Twitter at DRF_Splatoon and on Twitch, TritonDRF. But, per usual, you can find me over at the Collegiate Cephalopod Association, doing all things Collegiate Splatoon. With that said, thank you all so much for joining us through the first 3 rounds of Low Ink. You have 2 more fantastic commentators to bring you home on day 1. You do not want to miss it. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Well, hello there everyone, welcome to Low Ink 50th anniversary. I'm Chirayan, sadly not here, and I'm with Mr. C6. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. It's the afternoon for me. I'm not sure where you are, where it's tonight, but I'm excited. Gotcha.
But yeah, the afternoon is going good, and we're going to go to the fourth round of Swiss this afternoon. Or night for Europeans. Ink Black versus Los Inklings. But now, for these two teams, Ink Black actually won the Louis last night 5-2 in another defense set in Louis in the group, being in the top of the group most likely, and Los Inklings. I think they've been doing well. They've been watching in the Louis tonight as well, but knowing myself, they have a sub, but Mythic with Gate, it looks like, and Lost Slug actually has been at WIPEOUT recently. So it's going to be interesting how they play off. Yeah.
Interesting. I know I've heard of Los Inklings before. They've been in the scene a while, I suppose, if I know them. I don't know much about Ink Black, but they do have quite the roster with 7 players here. So I'm excited to see how they play against Los Inklings.
Yeah, for Ink Black, definitely as well. They always call it shape to mention on that. And that's why they had a lot of hype before. For Los Inklings, they are one of the teams that has been formed since 2019.
Wow.
Correctly.
That's like ancient in Splatoon years. Teams don't last that long.
Oh yeah, they don't last long, but actually going into the first map, it's going to be Macklemore on Clamblitz or Splat Zones?
Splat Zones,
Splat Zones. Okay. Now what you can say about the comp tier for these two teams?
I'm seeing that, of course, both teams have the Trizuka in their disposal. That's quite the meta pick here. I like the 2 buckets that we have on the side of Ink Black. Excited to see how they do here.
For the side of Ink Black, though, there's like the first Ashley go and get the point, but Space is on the rise and on the spot, on the tri-shot judge instead of the shot. Different from what they did last night, but the Inject coming on this side of Ink Black as well, but the tri-strike coming out on the side of Los Inklings, and that's going to be 1 down each actually on either side.
Goodness, there's so much action going on, it's hard to see what's going on. I see, goodness, Ink Black is doing a good job of holding zone right now. They're not pushing up too much, trying to just maintain their control that they have. It's even on both sides, and they're able to still get some points here.
With even being on 2 sides, minigating the doubling a little bit, but now getting picked up by Teresa on this heavy, a little bit of a spotting to a spotting mix. It still looks like for the side of Ink Black, they still have the lead, and they still have a zone because it doesn't look like any of the suspension for the side of Ink Black that's going on.
And as you say it changes.
Okay then, pretty cool. GG on Mini on the kill.
Oh goodness, a couple of Los Inklings go down to Ink Black. Looks like Ink Black is able to get control of the zone again and keep a better lead this time. They do push up a little bit. They don't have any specials at their disposal yet, so Los Inklings does have an advantage here if they can paint enough to get the specials to push back in.
It looks like they might be a possibility to cover back in, but the shot is getting killed off, and the second shot being killed off as well, so it doesn't look like it's going to be the best advantage, but Hammy actually getting the 3rd one off for the side of Ink Black, and they might be able to capitalize one more, but where's the other slosher though?
Oh, that's a good question. It looks like all 4 of Ink Black are back, trying to maybe regroup before they push back in. Los Inklings getting some points here, finally, from the rest of the game. They're getting some picks. They're doing a good job. It's even now, 2-2, so it could be anyone's game.
As anyone's game, we saw Equals going down with a double, but also the tries are coming up from both sides, but for the sides of Los Inklings, they weren't able to hold it that much because it was a little bit later than for the side of Ink Black's tries, right? But for right now, they might get the lead from this one. We can see.
Oh, they do get the lead. Go Los Inklings. They're able to hold here on the enemy stack. They're being pushed back a little bit. 2 of them go down. Looks like Ink Black is able to try and neutralize the zone, and they get the zone.
They do definitely get zone with Neptune pulling up the Tri-Strike, not the Trizuka, actually merely after Inkling being ready as well on the side of Ink Black. They trade off one down on shot. They're actually on one double Zuka on the side of Lost Sparks, which is actually pretty interesting for Lost Inklings. Actually 2 down again on each side, 3 down on the side of each side. It's a 1v1 shot trade-off.
Wow.
Without Hygienic.
Yeah, getting down to the 2 shots there. Now that both teams are up, they're both trying to run for the zone. Los Inklings have it covered right now, although it just gets neutralized. 1 down on each side. It's really an even match here.
It has the thing that you love about it. It's just be equal off, but the cooler coming out on the side of Inkling, maybe they'll be able to fire it off, but with the Whippet coming out on the side of Lost Inklings, 2 down on the trade-off. Okay, now it's officially 2 down on the side of Lost Inklings. Tri-Charge coming out to the left actually to secure them off. The zone actually going to capitalize on the side of Inkling. The Tri-Charge fails to play off in action, with the Tri-Charge actually giving a little bit of misplay on the side of Wyatt, who needs to back up.
Yeah, I was thinking that those tri-strikes were going to at least neutralize the zone as Los Inklings pushed up, but it looks like Inkling was able to keep them back far enough that they weren't able to get control of the zone.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they'll be able to capitalize on the zone for a little bit, but look at that, they're able to capitalize on the zone again. There's a DC!
Oh no, there's a DC!
No. 40 seconds left as well, so that means this game is going to count to the side of whoever wins this match. It looks like it's going to be Lost Inklings as they are able to capitalize the zone with 30 seconds remaining.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Inkling is trying their hardest to get back into the zone, but now with the number disadvantage, Los Inklings just has them back in that corner.
But with 1 down though, and the Inkling coming out, they just need to get up kill numbers, and they may be able to come back.
Oh. It looks like they are trying really hard to get the zone back with the tri-strikes going out. They don't have another special yet right now, but if they can build one quickly, maybe they could get the picks they need to paint the zone, but timer goes off. It goes to Los Inklings.
6. That actual ending was unfortunate for the DC, but also they had so much sub abilities as well to actually capitalize the zone. It was so close. But it looks like Lost Inklings gets the first point, and also GG's. The captain hat, well, the pirate hat, it's actually a new gear that you should get from the Splatoon news channel right now.
I have to remember to do that. I keep seeing these really cool hats, these really cool Halloween themed things in game, and I'm like, oh, I want one, and then I never remember to check the news to go download them. So if you haven't yet, please do that so you don't live your life with regrets like I do.
At least it's going to be here for a while, but let's talk about going to map 2, which is going to be... what is it again?
Let's see.
Tower
control on Manta Maria.
That's an interesting kind of pick. 6. What do you have any, do you have any thoughts about this map? Have any ways that you might think about playing it? See from the cons from Lost Inklings, like them going to 1 double Zuka, while for Inkling to have 1 double Slosher. Do you think either side might have an advantage from this?
I don't know. I was going to start with saying that I am an OG Manta Maria hater. I've hated it since Splatoon 2. So this map is so hard. There's a lot of choke points. The street itself is just a long hallway. It's so easy to get stopped when you're trying to push the tower, and that's why I don't like it. But if you do have a lot of team coordination and you're able to hold those choke points, it's really your game. Like, you just win it at that point.
So it's going from that, from coordination wise, both of them are seeming pretty equal, but Lost Inkling has a little bit more of a winning game in that favor. While for the side of Ink Black, they have more of a competitive push kind of way though. So it looks like this might go to the bench of Ink Black if they want the double Slosher again too, but for Lost Inklings, what do you think they might need to change? And one thing to know as well is Hygienic is going to be the trade-off as they are subbing in for Lost Inklings instead of the usual player, which I think would have been a Slug or someone else on that roster. Which I've got to...
Gotcha.
Sorry.
I was just thinking that double bucket comp would be really useful here, actually, because there are so many ledges to stand on. It would be easy to just, use the bucket to get them out. So I'm wondering if on the side of Los Inklings, what can you do against a bucket, really? I guess just move quickly, use a lot of bombs, I suppose.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that Slosher, I think, was the one who DC'd, and we do see in a lobby that it's a trade-off.
Gotcha. So we don't know what the new person will be running, I suppose. They could still do Slosher, you don't know. They could still try and do that team comp.
Maybe, but if I'm thinking correctly of the new person in the lobby, it might be a sniper player who plays, I think, the ZF snipe or E-leader. One of the two.
Actually, E-leader's really good on this map. Lots of places to stand on and get a good view of the entire map. That's exciting. Yeah. I hope they do bring that out.
Yeah, I could just be kidding and they just play ballboy.
Don't lie like that.
It's a little bit colony, but let's see when the watch is coming out from the side of Inkling. We do see the Viper with Sylvie being the one changing up, but they still have a ballpoint slot. Actually, they still have the shop of Neptune on the side of Los Inklings. They still have the same comp as before.
Gotcha. Alright, looks like both teams are doing their best to push forward to mid here. I see the bucket on this side here, trying to hold some space. I'm trying to look at both viewpoints right now, it's so hard. Ink Black is doing a good job of holding mid. Maybe someone can grab this tower now while they have mid control.
It looks like they are getting mid control as much as possible. We see White here trying to get a double off. And they almost did, but they did support as we see Hammer on the bunker as he's trying to put it off in the tri-slash, but fails to do so against the battle with Mini and Wyatt as well, and Neptune as he went to the tower of the second checkpoint, with Wyatt just going in actually, trying to sneak through.
Alright, I'm seeing Ink Black with this tower here. I'm wondering where... Oh, I see the Ink Jet from the ballpoint there, trying to keep that tower in their control, but with two of their players down, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to push that any further.
With them not being pushed out any further, it looks like it's going to be backing up for Lost Inklings. It looks like they're going to go for specials actually instead, but with one down, one to try to being down, yeah, right, and also the tri-structure for No Cooler being down, they'll need to play a little bit backed up. Teresa here, actually playing with the Wave Breaker, and playing a solid defense as well, but not able to get a really good place by going for paint instead.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to play from the street here is a little tough. You've got to go around the bunker to be able to see any of the other team. Ink Black holding the enemy street here, getting more points on the tower as they're able to push up.
A little bit of TP action from Hammy as well. It looks like for this time, like they just had no pressure going down. They bugged the second strike point while we were actually talking. The actual wiper diaper actually been moving on pretty swiftly in the jump, moving up in Neptune, and oh gosh, space seal.
That's 3 down for Ink Black. Alright, yeah, this is Los Inklings' turn to get the advantage, to get mid, to get some points here. They are painting up mid. They're trying to get back that control with their movement, but oh, it looks like there's already a trade happening. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to capitalize on this.
Maybe, might not be. Again, 2 on the side of Los Inklings. Once again, might not be able to capitalize it, but I think they had cooler that time, so they were able to respond quicker. But the specials both on the side of, you know, Ink Black being the missile, being the tri-strike, being the tri-suka again, tri-strike going killed off. It might be that they still won it off.
Alright, Ink Black is in a good position here to get some more points. Oh, as the ballpoint goes down, Los Inklings are trying their best to get the other team out of their street. They managed to do it pretty well, pretty quickly, pretty efficiently. Now is their chance to push up to get some space.
Good aim from Equals actually on the shot, and the beacon going down as well, so they have no jump. But Hammy actually got a little bit too much as they get cut off by Sylvialux on the Typer, which actually gets the special a little bit more. Equals on the shot, getting to try Zuka out, but not getting any kill. But actually another kill off from Hygienic as well, and they'll be able to finally push up on the side of Los Inklings.
Yeah, that was 3 down for Ink Black. Now Los Inklings has control of the tower. I can't see any players of Ink Black right next to them. They're all pushed back. They're all maybe holding back for specials, I'm not sure.
You say that they might need to push up a little bit ahead, try to quest a little bit more to actually accomplish more kills. They need to find out Wyatt, they need to find out the Diaper, simply like they need to find out the Neptune, the shot. As all 2 of them actually goes down inside of Los Inklings once again. That's a wipeout.
Ooh. Good job for Ink Black getting that wipeout. Now they're capitalizing on that. They're taking space. Los Inklings is rushing back to mid to take back control of that tower. They're trying to build specials. They're trying to find what kind of play they can make so they can get that tower again.
Again, they might be going for the special base again. Cooler's coming out on the bunker side. Might be getting some advantage to it as we see White actually sneaking through the corner and actually going to be staying nearby the Cooler to find out any more equal picks. But Eco's actually being the one almost killing him off.
Wow, I'm so surprised that White got out of that. The Los Inklings player was almost ready to kill them, but they got out. Looks like Ink Black now has a few members in mid trying to get control here, trying to be able to push up the tower again. 2 members of Los Inklings go down. This is the chance for Ink Black to establish their... Oh, and they got it.
Yep. No one was on the tower. And Ink Black can play defense, so GG's. Go next. The big game to go to Ink Black. Solidarily giving so much pressure to them on the side against, you know, Los Inklings, who seem to be backed up. But there is always a game 3 because this is Swiss playoff 3. We have to have a third game for the tiebreakers.
Gotcha.
For this match, actually on the side of Group C in the Swiss stage, this is going to be one of the top half as both teams are right now 3-0.
Ooh. So this is like a very important match for both teams to want to win.
Yeah,
this will establish them above the other.
Yes, in low ink, I think that you might know. Actually, did you ever play in low before?
I've played in low ink before. I don't remember all the rules. There's a lot of rules for a lot of different tournaments. So please update me.
Well, being a low-end connoisseur, playing ever since the age of 2019, before the 2-day system, this round of Swiss being round 4 to round 6, which we're commentating it, is the crucial point. Because if you win any more slots, you get to go more to the top and topper seed. And since there's so many people signing up for low ink, 168 registered on the site, there is Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and I think Delta this time around once again.
Oh, we have that many teams?
We have that many teams.
That's fantastic.
The TOs are going to love saying on that. Bless their souls. But I think if I remember correctly though, it would be the top 32 of each group moves on from that though.
That sounds like a familiar rule. I think you're correct.
That would be basically 4 of each group. 4 people each group moves on as we go on to Waymaker on back. We didn't have anything to say about that, but it's just an OG map. So.
Yes, it is. I like this one though. Manta Maria, I can kick rocks, but this one I like.
Kick rocks? What do you mean by that?
Look at the double shots on both teams. That's, I guess, just because of this map, yeah.
Yeah, it might be because of that, because of the, you know, the longevity of heights, the velocity of actually swimming and jumping to get more aim on it. But there is a little bit of difference though on the side of logic. Like we see the jet coming out, and I think that's the jet with back.
Interesting. Wow. I suppose the back is pretty good for helping your Rainmaker carrier move forward, so I have seen it be used exclusively like a Rainmaker, but I wonder how they're going to use that here.
They just doing a one and done on the side of Los Inklings, getting it out of the A2 with the jet, with the back actually being the one to pick it up first, as they actually ran it back to actually go for first spot instead. But we see for the sides of Ink Black, they actually get marked by Teresa. And it's going to be a little bit backed up. And we saw some people from Lost Inklings trying to go in head first, but it looks like they're going to get the checkpoint by Wyatt and Neptune together.
It looks like they're hiding behind the pedestal here. Teresa is very aggressive with that back usage. Yeah, and Ink Black is not able to get the checkpoint here. Los Inklings getting control of this elbow. They're painting up, they're stopping Ink Black from moving forward, but as one goes down, Ink Black again is trying to establish control here.
Yeah, Lush getting the kill off from Los Inklings actually is going to be able to have, you know, Ink Black just got the checkpoint. Yeah, again,
yes.
This was the third attempt.
It is happening so quickly. It's going so back and forth. But yes, Ink Black does get the checkpoint here. Los Inklings trying to get them out of this corner. They're able to use the Trizuka to get 2 out, but it looks like Ink Black is still trying to push up here.
Yeah, it looks like they would just still try to push up for the side of Los Inklings. Again, the one down Civilized is actually going to be huge for them. Another shot, and the try starts going down as well. This is the time for, you know, Los Inklings to push up. They need to get the checkpoint now more than ever because this might be the only time they can push it up. And also the Jet Blade is rolling the Waymaker as well. It's kind of weird kind of situation, but also the backline is usually the one who picks it up, so it's understandable.
Nice on Teresa for dodging all those missiles there. They weren't able to get the checkpoint, but they were able to get it pretty close. Now Los Inklings just has to pop it to get that checkpoint.
I can't wait for another 30 seconds to a minute for this corner to be a little bit of a mess right now with Neptune and the rest of the players on the side of Ink Black trying to defend it on the way button. Hygienic going a little bit ahead himself and trying to go for a double there. But actually still, another 30 seconds of that corner is going to be played off.
Yeah, that's such a hard choke point to get past. It's really just you're in a corner and you have to survive. Yeah, Hammy getting 2 there.
Yeah, okay, that was just crazy, and that may actually be changing a little bit of a lead set soon enough if that happens to play off again.
Yeah, Los just needs to get the checkpoint here to try and have a better chance of tying it up. Right now they're only 2 points down, but that's because they haven't gotten the checkpoint yet. They're trying really hard to challenge that right side, but when Ink Black knows that's exactly where they're gonna go, they just have to hold it.
Yeah, and it looks like they do have to hold it right now on the side of Ink Black. Again, they do have to lead by 2 points and 2 down on the side of Ink Black as well. 3 down now. They need to like step back a little bit and maybe play a little bit patient and give the checkpoint. Wait.
I mean, Teresa finally break through the checkpoint. Teresa does go down. Hammy's trying to hold it here using the soda to be able to get back in faster.
Yeah, and the soda coming in faster on the side of Ink Black. It's still going to be a trade-off in the corner again. Oh no.
Los just needs to pick it up. All they need to do is pick it up and move forward. There they go. They got the lead. Hammy taking it a little bit farther, getting 20 points of a lead on Ink Black. Ink Black now trying really hard to hold mid again to be able to take Rain and go forward, but they're still backed up in that corner.
Them to back up in the corner is really just a spell sheet with this map. There's no way that people can figure out the sneak on the left because it's just a team game and they want to play a solid defense for both sides. But for the side Ink Black, the defense has been ruined ever since Los Inklings got that lead a couple sessions ago. But for right now, Hammy again, the savior of the game, who picked up Hibiscus and got the lead with the help of Teresa, is now popping up and just playing the aggressive part they are able to do.
Wow, it's really even here. 1 down on both sides, both trying to and this one goes to Los Inklings.
Yeah, remember the Waymaker didn't get popped. We love Nintendo. But yeah, that's gonna be Los Inklings winning this match and for the tiebreakers, so they might have a solid placement in the leaderboards. But for the side of Ink Black, they'll be winning the set and moving on to the top of the leaderboard for Group C.
Fantastic for them. They played a good match. Both teams played a really good match. It was pretty even for all of them. Wow, it's hard to see like matches like that are so even that they really could go either way.
It's really hard, but it's really fun to see them go either way instead of a 3-0 on stream. But again, for Ink Black and Los Inklings, again, since they're both in Div 5, if I remember correctly, it's this Battle of the Century is mostly gonna be leading off to Ludi itself, as this might be a finals match. Maybe.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know what their divs were. You said they're both Div 5?
Yep, they're both Div 5.
That's awesome. I'm not that high of a div, so seeing teams that are higher div than me is always a fun time. There's always something to learn, a new strategy to pick up on.
That's the beauty of improvement right there. Again, watching these streams too for the viewers, if you don't know all low level as well and watch this. It's going to be helpful as tips and I guess vlog reviews for the future of how you play it out in some matches, or you lose this in a couple days or tonight.
Ooh, I'm seeing a bunch of like 3-0s here.
That one match and the top corner Inkling versus 75 Takeo. The both okay, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
A lot of 1-2s actually instead of 0-3s.
That looks even to me.
Oh, honestly, yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right. Rates of Rebellion versus Hot Cocoa actually is the last match to actually be finished off for this group on Group C. But there is other groups going on right now. But I think we might need to go on a little bit as we wait for the room to set up, or maybe we can talk about a little bit of Splatoon again.
Splatoon.
Splatoon next week. Not this week, surprisingly, as every tradition Nintendo did. It's finally on the week that's not low ink. But yeah, as we mentioned before, the new hats are going to come out, the new gear. That's the new gear. The theme though, skeletons, zombies, and ghosts. What
Yes.
theme are you going in?
Well, every Splatfest, I have to ask my 7-year-old son what he wants, because if I pick the wrong choice, he will not like me very much. So I said to him, what team do you want to go? And he said Ghost. I think it's because the ghost looks like Grimace. I'm not 100% sure, but that's the team I'm going with. I asked him, and that's what he said, so that's what I gotta do.
Oh, okay, makes sense. A lot of people are going for Ghost as well. Me personally is going to be going for Team Ghost as well.
Well, there you
Not
go.
because of Grimace, but because of a certain kind of old TV show from Nickelodeon, Danny Phantom. That kind of show. I
yes.
said there's a lot of drink answer us. But yeah, a lot of people are going to go Team Ghost. And since you're going Team Ghost, that's going to be cool.
Heck yeah. I'll see you on the playing field.
Yeah, and we're seeing from the rest of the groups as well actually being done. 2 groups actually having a bye on their group because people dropped and such. A lot of 3-0s actually going from Group A. Group B, I think, had a couple equal 3-0s as well.
Gotcha. Hold on, I need to address this. I see people
What?
saying Sans Undertale in the chat. We're not picking Skeleton because of Sans Undertale. This is Splatoon. We need to think Splatoon things.
But
Thank you.
Okay, but before we settle down into it, just shout out to Rose's Pickup Wednesday, and also all the memes on Twitter about making Sans Undertale with the with the Celestial Sandora hoodie or the new Salmon One hoodie jacket coming up from Salmon One. You better play Salmon One, guys. By the way, there's a random rotation this weekend. Well, that weekend.
Is there really?
Splatfest, yeah, the same weekend.
I always love the gear that comes from Salmon Run, but then I never play the Salmon Run, so I'm just angry at the people who have the nice gear and I don't have it.
No.
That's my own fault, though. I know. That's
Yeah.
on me.
Yeah, but it's always just you get the first gear in 400 points, so you just need to play like 2 games and you should be fine.
I don't think that's true. I don't think it's that easy.
You just need to get good teammates. But yeah,
Yeah.
as most likely we see the next up's change screen, we might need to go for a little bit as we set everything up. Right? 6.
Yes.
So I guess that'll be it for round 4, and we'll see you back in for round 5.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 1 of Low Ink October 2023. I am Miss Pixie6, or you can call me Six, and I'm here with my friend. Please introduce yourself to the crowd.
Hi, I'm Drew Ryan, person from Low Ink before playing a lot, and then we got banned because getting a higher div. But welcome to the 5th anniversary of Low Ink actually as well. The teams that we have playing off today or tonight, wherever you are in the country, Conductor Cap Incorporated, a college team, and also the Whiprays. They are both in round 5, standing nearby a top spot if I remember correctly, or if I should know correctly right now. Nope, they are both 3-1.
I mean, I knowing that, what kind of team was the Conductor Cap Incorporated? You said CCA?
CCI is a college team playing in CCA, yes.
Gotcha. Okay, too many acronyms for my brain to remember.
It is too many college teams signing up for Low Ink and such, honestly.
Well, hey, that's the opposite of a problem. That's a good thing. We need more college teams to sign up for Low Ink.
True, we do. But for CCI, again, going for CCA, I think they are a higher div in CCA this year than before, so they did really well. But for the Whiprays, again, as I mentioned before, they are an OG team. It haven't been here since Ludi won, and I've been grinding on Low Ink ever since then.
No way, really?
Really, they are.
Oh my god. I didn't know that they were that old. Not that that's old, exactly. That's not an insult. That's just me being in awe.
It's them playing for 7 years. But honestly,
goodness.
Let's talk about the map real quick before we head into the map, which is going to be Clamps on Museum Game 1.
Ooh, I love Clamblitz on Museum. There's so many little hallways you can hide in and collect clams. And
you can just climb on the spinner as well and just go from there and be a little bit of a goofy little trickster right there.
Ooh, an E-leader from the side of the Whiprays. I'm excited to see how that plays out, because E-leaders are not the most mobile of weapons, but if you can get a lot of good picks, then it'll be great for your team to collect clams.
We see actually on the side of CCI as well, we see a Dynamo, we see a Bot, and we see a Brawler. Unconventional picks actually off of Boston set fall on the side of Whiprays. We do see the Tri-Saucer from Eon, a pretty known Tri-Saucer in the scene of New York, if you know about that. But also Fufu is the E-leader this time with the Commentator as well.
Alright, we're watching Conductor Cap Incorporated try and hold some space here with that roller. They do go down the tent in mid, trying to grab some space for their team. Doesn't look like either team is getting too much ground here in mid. There are some picks that go back and forth. That's two picks from the E-leader, although they do go down. Oh my goodness, just so much is happening right now.
It's really just a mess that's going on, as this is the main priority of Clamblitz. You need to battle it off, try to go for clans, but if there's no clans, you need a backup, which Eon actually has done. And also, one thing to point out is Black With Inkburger it's actually subbing in for Whiprays Ravioli right here. You see they get taken down on side by Aether on the tentacle actually.
Ooh, Conductor Cap Incorporated trying to hold the enemy plat here, trying to hold some space, but it looks like every time they try and go up that ramp, they go down. There's some chumps being put down on the side of Conductor Cap, but they don't seem to get much of space there.
It doesn't get as much space there because, again, as we saw Eon trying to go in and battle against the 3v1 of CCI, it just gets trampled up because they have a slower kind of comp at the other side of CCI. But with the score coming in and a lot more defensive efforts they can play out, they are going to be taking the lead with 65-83 down on each side.
Oh my goodness. It was just the roller there for a second, but now CCI had a jump to be able to still take this plat here, to still hold space, to still collect clams. They're doing their best to do that now, to push in, to hold mid there, but it looks like the Whiprays are trying to group up and push back.
Yeah, and as we see on the map on top right now, we can see the space between both sides. We see for Whiprays, they have more pink coverage and they have more tower to actually aggress. With 2 down though on the side of Whiprays, 3 down on the side of Whiprays, most likely might be because of the Trizuka. That's a whiteout. Because most likely the Trizuka, 8, they're actually popping off right now. We see for the side of CCI, they actually will try to get the lead from this even further as they have before.
Wow. CCI doing a really good job of throwing each other these clams to get more points here. They're trying really hard to avoid this E-leader, but they do get the pick there. Looks like CCI Aether is back here, trying to just be a little bit of a skirmisher here, just trying to distract.
They were just in the base the whole time, but Cammy was actually going to do a little bit of a clam trick, trying to score the clam from the bottom, but it doesn't look like it happened really well. But again, going from the top half of the map, we see that Sofa King here on the shot, actually getting a kill off the Bella, the one who has been sneaking into the base the whole time.
Goodness, that was so subtle of them to sneak all the way back there without getting picked off. That was a great place to be, a great place to just distract the team.
If you have a Bella player like that, really that's how slick they are. But as we see the jump again going back on the side of CCI, they need to be on the back pedal here as they need to play a little bit more defense as this paint from Whiprays is humongous right now as we were talking.
Oh, definitely. Looking from the view right now, the Whiprays do have control of most of mid. They're trying really hard to hold the plat too, but it looks like CCI was able to get a clam in from behind.
Well, the boss literally just sneaked in without anyone knowing. Taco just doing a little bit of trick to move once again, and I think AT tried to finish it off, but actually missed the clam right there, but it's going to stay in the corner, trying to sneak off and then jump, but Eon actually stopped him off. Again, for the side of Whiprays, they need to find the clam economy to actually get back in and score some points, because that's the only thing that's stopped them so far. They have the aggression, but not the clams.
Right. It looks like they are all trying to collect clams here with their E-leader holding the power, but CCI is just able to sneak around them so well. The Whiprays really need to watch out for another sneaky play by them.
The sneaky play from Taco most especially, and also from Eddie right now, who just is up in the base on the Bella. But they get cut off. Again, with the Whiprays having a clamp in favor, they have 30 seconds on overtime, but 3 down again on the side of CCI. It might be the time to push, but they need coordinate specials.
Ooh, it looks like this E-leader is trying really hard to push up here, but it is an E-leader. It doesn't have the greatest motion. They are trying to get picks from the middle spinner there, but they're not finding anyone.
But they do get the clamp actually open.
Ooh.
The Whiprays actually getting some points in, but not enough as actually to find a pick. They didn't get all the ball in actually. Fufu needs to come in.
Oh, the E-leader!
Oh no! Ah!
Wow. When that E-leader gets aggressive like that, you know it's like they have to make it or it's game.
The timing is actually unfortunate too, because when they just tried to pick up on the ball, it just disappeared at the single frame, exact frame. But that's gonna be yikes.
Your heart just drops when you see something like that happen. They were so close to grabbing it, but no, the timer. Oh, jeez.
We all felt the pain during that when that happened. But yeah, that was the first from 2 going on from CCI, so GG's on that. We love Nintendo because of that. Because that's a little bit hype. But yeah, CCI, first point, Whiprays. Down 1, but not out. They do have a question.
Goodness, I'm still excited. The Whiprays did try really hard at that last 30 seconds to make that push, to hold that space. They were able to get it down, I think, to 50, and like that shows that they're still in this. They're still able to contest the other team. So I'm excited for the next round. I know they're not going to go down without a fight.
Yeah, definitely did not go down without a fight. We saw them have the aggression power that they were able to go in most of the time, but they just got unlucky because of the clam economy, which will stop them so much. But with Splatoon's Born going dime, it looks like if this is a better map for Whiprays for sure, seeing how aggressive they can push up.
Definitely. I wonder if they're going to keep the E-leader for this one. I don't see too much of charger play on Barnacle and Dime. I'm thinking because the map is so wide, I guess. It's not quite a hallway like some of the other maps are. There are a lot of different spaces to get around, so it might be a little harder for a charger to play here, but they did do pretty well. They did get a lot of picks, so maybe they'll keep it.
Actually, with the mapping is so wide, it actually is helping the E-leader to get in, but the thing is, as the issue is the map is so flat. So for the other side of the team for CCI, if they go something that's without a charger, they actually need to bounce the charger up, because with the Whiprays aggression that they have, Fufu most likely will be able to stay with the E-leader and play with the Waymaker as well, because that would be a disruption kind of pick, special for CCI, who has the Brush, who has the Tentapella, who has the Dynamo, which is a little bit of a slower comp against Whiprays.
I guess that's right. Yeah, their advantage in the last round was really just being able to be sneaky at the opportune moment. And I think here, because we were saying like it's so flat and so wide, it's so much easier to see those kinds of flanks. So I'm not sure if they're going to have the advantage here with that comp.
It's just all going to be based off flat of aggression. We're going to be playing Team Deathmatch here on Barnacle type Splat zones.
All right, let's go. Let's see those team comp. Let's see those weapons. Interesting.
Hold up. What is this?
I like double shot on the Whiprays side, but I'm not sure about this blaster pick from CCI. A blaster, a brush, a roller, a tent.
Let them cook, I guess. A mango going to what's that wall again? That gosh, what's that wall again? It has Storm. It has the new ink. Has the new ink marker. It's a really good painting roller itself, so it's mostly a good counter to actually paint over the zone. I think you just run around and flick really fast.
It says a lot that I also don't know the name of that roller, which just goes to show how unused it goes in competitive play. Like that roller pick is very interesting, but it looks like it is working out for CCI. They do have control of the zone now, with Cammy trying to get some picks as blaster over the wall.
The blaster pick from Cammy is actually really huge because they still have the range advantage over Whiprays, which without the range advantage that with the aggression that Whiprays can get in, it's basically more or less that the Whiprays has to try to find a way to sneak as much as possible, which for right now they actually broke the barrier and was able to get some points in.
Oh goodness, the Whiprays are trying hard now to get these picks. They are getting a few with Eon on this bucket now. They're trying to hold back from the blaster. There's just a lot of aggression from the side of CCI. It's hard to get around them.
I got it from CCI because they were actually able to push up and actually not activate the sniper's ability to actually snipe at all, but for the side of CCI, no wait, Whiprays actually got some points in, and they might be able to get some points in again.
Yeah, they were able to finally hold the zone here. They got enough picks as different members of CCI were individually trying to come in and be aggressive, but I think splitting up like that was not the play, as the Whiprays had gotten some points here, but now it is back in CCI's favor as it gets neutralized once more.
Yes, CCI's decided to split up to try to send some kind of way to get some kills. That's mostly a talk kind of move that we see right there in the corner, but we see from everyone else on the side of CCI, they actually followed up and got another kill. Well, more going on the way, either here on the corner on the top right, trying to get some more kills in, but actually get killed up to do the point blank. And the big sick roller by the side of, the big sick roller, they're still out there.
Goodness, the Whiprays are trying so hard to get out of this corner. They did use tri-strikes a little bit earlier to try and get out, but the aggression on the side of CCI was just too much. Two members of CCI are down now. This is the best chance for the Whiprays to try and get back in the mid.
And that's it. That moment when the wave break is in your base, there is some kind of sign that might be over. Because with the wave break you need a hop, you get immediately damaged when you spawn in there. Oh boy, CCI, your aggressiveness on this map actually is just rolled over on Whiprays this time.
I can't believe that weapon comp worked. You don't see that. That's not a team comp that's ever run. It shouldn't work, and it worked.
The blaster and the Tentabella went crazy. They're both heavy weapons, quote unquote. I think need to take a little bit of time to wind up, but as Aether most likely is the experienced Tentabella player and Cammy experienced with blaster, yeah, it makes sense why it works out. They can combo well. They tested it out. The roller play from the big stick on Mango though, that was crazy.
I was gonna say, you never hear the expression, the Tentabrella player went crazy. But that is what happened.
Really though, it's honestly so true. But on this third map though, again, for the Whiprays, they can get this point lead in and win against in tiebreakers, or Conductor Inkorporated gets 3-0. And they get more of a opponent win percentage to get higher in the spots on the leaderboard for Group D. But that'll be in Tower Control Hagglefish Market though.
Now, I like Hagglefish as a new map, but I'm not sure how either of these teams will do with Tower Control, considering their unique weapon comps. It is a little hard for, I would think, a roller to get around at Hagglefish. It's very easy to be seen going up the sprayed head walkways and ramps, but I'm sure they will find a way to shark around each other.
If you talk about the roller, they might just play Carbon and play Ninja Squid. That's an option. Like, people can just play Ninja Squid and stick around. That's a solid option, but which most aggressive players might play it off. But if you're talking about the Brawler though, Double's going to stick with the Tentabrella. Play the back might be a cool one because the mines actually can help find people out if they're nearby. Or they play the Zuka one, as that's the better pick in this meta with double Zuka.
I think it's interesting that you say that they should play the back, because they have not played the back at all since they started it out in the Clam Blitz game. Like, they are so aggressive with that Tentabrella.
But as we see in comps right now, the Whiprays is doing a Dread Winger instead of a Trice Launcher this time on the side of Aeon. But for the side of Conductor Inkorporated, they are playing the same thing, but the Dynamo being the cool instead, and also a Paintbrush and also a Trice Launcher regular.
Oh goodness, these comps are so interesting, but I'm really excited to see how CCI makes this work, because I would think that it wouldn't work, but they've made weird comps work in the past, so what do I know?
Yeah, honestly, I kind of talked to Eon before a long time ago about the Drag Winger, so let them cook about it. But for right now, we see for the side of CCI, we are able to see them get to the first checkpoint, the Dynamo getting 2 picks from the side of Cammy, but actually getting 3, killing off Ravioli as well.
Gosh, CCI is being so aggressive here. The Whiprays really are trying to scramble to build these specials to get them out. The Reef Slider goes out, but it doesn't seem to get any picks. Looks like CCI is able to hold this tower pretty well and still be able to be aggressive to push up onto the enemy plat.
Yeah, but them not able to get it because of the bloodshed on the tower, but also the range that CCI has as well. It looks like, again, they actually able to stop the tower for a little bit with 2 down on side of CCI. We just need to see Whiprays ride the tower and get it off to the second checkpoint more faster.
Exactly. That's 2 down on the side of CCI. The Whiprays have a good chance to try and push back into mid here, but they're still having trouble getting the members of CCI all the way out of their base.
Taco just going to stay in the corner most likely. He's not going to really move that much and stay on the base, as he just moves to the right to try to actually kill off the E leader, which is going to be killed off any moment now.
Goodness, that backdoor play is amazing. Like, none of the Whiprays players noticed it in time to be able to get them out. Now CCI uses that to their advantage. They're pushed up way far forward, able to take space, able to harass the enemy team.
Yeah, basically what happened in the whole scenario is they're trying to focus on a beach line, trying to focus up on the Tentabrella instead, that they don't really notice the Paintbrush, or they don't really have the patience for the Dynamo as well, so they don't really notice it. But for right now, we see 2 down again on the side of CCI. For Whiprays to finally get aggressive, they need to paint up, they need to use the special to the priority, they need to get some kills.
Oh goodness, CCI is just doing a really good job of picking off the different members of the Whiprays. The Whiprays are trying to group up here to try and get this tower again, but it looks like they just can't get past all these CCI members.
Yeah, as we just see on the scope, Cammy with the Dynamo showing it in action, getting 2 kills off of Whiprays and maybe getting a 3rd one next as she gets into a 1v1 and they jump out actually. This tower stays in a stalemate.
It looks like the Whiprays have control of it now, but the CCI side is so well painted, it's hard for them to get around. And knowing CCI, they're going to use that to their advantage to sneak around the tower, to go in ways that the Whiprays are not going to expect.
Actually, the Whiprays actually has more paint inside of the map, but for CCI, they're playing more patient. That's the thing that players might not even know about if they play it in a more mechanic kind of state. Which right now, CCI is going to be playing that kind of state, as Whiprays has more advantage killing off the first checkpoint, going to the second checkpoint right now. We never saw this in a while in this match forever.
Yeah, this is such a flip of control right now. The Whipray is able to take this corner. But as I say that, the rider of the tower does go down, and that's a wipeout for the side of the Whiprays. Now CCI can take back all of this space.
Too close for comfort for the side of Whiprays, unfortunately, as CCI finding they regrouped themselves. That's the main thing that they did for the side of CCI. And now for the last minute, we need to see them actually play all the defense with all specials to play, or we see Whiprays do what they did just seconds ago.
Ooh, that's 2 down on the side of CCI. The Whiprays do have a little bit of an advantage here. They're painting up. They're trying to get this tower. They're trying to hold forward, but CCI is just so aggressive. The Inkjet user able to get a pick there, and now because 2 are down on the side of the Whiprays, they're not able to hold this tower.
Yeah, but they're not being able to hold the tower with 25 seconds remaining. This might be a KO for the side of CCI. Again, the rage difference that both teams has is really crucial, but the Tenta bar going down, the Dynamo going down, the Pain Bus going down as well. Most likely they had cooler, so that's why they respawned so quickly. But still, this might be the time that they push up.
The Whiprays are being really aggressive now and getting a pick on the paintbrush. That's 2 picks. Now they can push up, they can hold some space. The tower rider able to get some points here. Hopefully they can keep getting paint, but it's hard. CCI is trying very hard to stay aggressive, to stay all over the map, to be unpredictable.
That's a really Chad Ainsuka play right there from the side of Whiprays as well, but again, with only 24 seconds, that's 3 people on the tower, all of them going down. Only Silver King left to actually stay on the tower, but that rep out at the end getting killed off means that CCI would be going in a 3-0 sweep.
Gosh, that was so close. Oh my goodness. The Whiprays are really good at pushing in the last 30 seconds. In this match and the last match, they're very good at realizing, like, okay, now is when we have to play. Now is when we have to group up and be aggressive. And they had almost gotten the tower to get the lead, but it just looks like CCI was able to get enough sneaky picks, enough aggression to keep it in their favor.
Yeah, the thing is, for CCI, now they will be nearby in the top spot, as scores will be updated right now. CCI will be going into the 5th spot in Group D, while for the side of Whiprays will be on the 14th. But don't count the Whiprays out though. They still have potential to move up in the rankings to go down 4-2 in that RNG scenario of opponent win percentages. But also, one thing to note out before the match ends, CCI has 3 people wear the Orca Bolila, that kind of hoodie all together. That was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. But what else do you need to say about the final set?
Just that it was so impressive that even though the Whiprays weren't able to take a match off of CCI, they still played so hard. They still did so well. Even in that last match, they almost had gotten the lead, but I'm astounded by their perseverance, by their drive, that they've been doing it for 7 years and they're still that like aggressive and good and wanting to be good. Like, I'm impressed. I'm nothing but impressed, and all the love to them. I hope they still go far in this low ink.
Yeah, hopefully they get far in the low ink, and also one thing to shout out too, because they were at Riptide too.
They were at Riptide.
Playing with Squid Inkburger as well, who is the sub for Whiprays. So that kind of connection goes crazy, as they were both OG teams.
Yeah, I recognized Sofa King from Twitter. Like, I didn't know the Whiprays, but I recognized him, and I went to shake his hand. And now I feel so honored I got to watch him play.
Makes sense. As we see for the rest of the groups, it looks like all the groups are mostly done now, and we're going to be going on next to the final round of Low Ink Day 1, the 5-year anniversary.
Wow.
So, I think it's a good time to call it big, huh, 6?
I think so.
Or maybe before that, we should talk about a certain land that's going to be coming up soon. And what would that be?
Oh,
Correctly?
let me check my notes about what you're talking about. Could it possibly be New England's first land for Splatoon 3? Which
Oh.
is just around the corner.
Oh my gosh, it might be that on November 5th, 2023. New England's first land for Splatoon 3 just around the corner. New Inkling. It is just around the corner, as you said. Come out and hang out and could be a balance pass in Austin, Boston. Side effects including Salmon 1 and subject to change on demand. So like tabletop could be coming out soon. So be sure to actually check the Discord, which is on the graphic itself, and also starting up on the start the GG link as well right there.
Yeah, so make sure that you type those URLs exactly as they're written there, because if you use discord.gg, that will not get you there. You need to do dsc.gg/NES Splatoon.
Yeah, competitive pass are gonna be $20 for regular, but $15 for students. Children under 16 must be compensated by an adult. And New England Splatoon, it's so excited to see you there and show New England what the Splatoon community is all about.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be round 5 of Lowing Day 1, the 5-year anniversary. We'll be back in round 6 soon, the final round.
See ya!
Hi! Welcome to Low Ink's 50th anniversary. Ever since 2018, this is the 50 of Low Ink. Oh, Jesus Christ, how old did this became? I'm here with Pitsy 6. Oh yeah, I'm Joanne, by the way. But, how are you doing, 6?
I am doing great. This is fantastic 5th year anniversary for Low Ink with all of these wonderful teams, all of these skilled players. So excited to see these two teams go against each other.
And we're going to be seeing here for the final round of Day 1 for Low Ink. This is not Day 2. This is not going to be bracket stage right after. This is the final round of Day 1 for Low Ink, and teams tomorrow will be needed to wake up early in the morning or in the afternoon at 1 PM EST for the Day 2 to find out. But we see Hibiscus, College most likely, from players recognizable to known of Frost and Raphael, and Trident as a sub, and Static Stop, which has a sub of Peachy from Gravity.
Gotcha. I know Triton used to be on a team called, Recovery, that recently disbanded, but seeing them as the sub for Hibiscus, I wonder if they're going to be playing as the backline while all of these other players, maybe they're more frontline, I'm not sure. Usually that's why they pick a backline player to join as a sub.
Maybe it might be that, but as we go to the match real quick, we see game 1 of Rainmaker Scourge.
Ooh, and they're already ready for it. So
yeah,
quick.
they know what they're going to do. So we're going to see if this match is going to play as we see this game on straight into action. We see for the weapon comps for the side of Static Stop, which is going to be the Alpha team on the orange, and Hibiscus on the Bravo team as blue. We see the backline actually from what you mentioned for Trident.
Yes, the use of the ballpoint there, really good on this map, that Inkjet just being able to view over all of the different levels of terrain, able to get picked so well. Both teams now are trying to push up here. There is a pick down from the side of Static Stop. It's trading right now. It's so scrappy in mid.
That's a wipeout immediately on his side of Static Stop, so on his side of, you know, yeah, no,
I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
To checkpoint. Oh my god!
It looks like Hibiscus is able to get that pop here, but they're not able to push it up much more than that. They only have one player that's on the enemy plat here. They do try and keep holding this. They're trying to still be aggressive here, but they're just getting picked off now.
Yeah, Static Stop actually is trying to stop Hibiscus all the way as they finish off the first checkpoint. They're not able to go ahead anymore forward as they went for more battles and more points. But we see for right now, since Static Stop has now the lead, they have more specials coming in play. All specials to back up Peachy, they'll be able to go into the first checkpoint, stick and stick.
Such a great use of specials from the side of Static Stop there. That Booyah really just securing the checkpoint here. It looks like Static Stop is having a little bit of trouble trying to get around it though, as Triton is able to just hold them off with his ballpoint.
Yeah, but before the backplay comes into play, they were able to get it up to 21. Static Stop actually changed the momentum and getting to the lead right there. But for the side of Hibiscus, as they have the Rainmaker now, they have an Inkjet coming to play. They're mostly going to be playing a little bit grouped up until they know they have enough special to play and go in with the hammer, most likely.
Yeah, I thought it was for sure going to be in Hibiscus's favor with that placement of their ballpoint, but the vac usage from Static Stop just secured all those points for them. It looks like it's getting pretty even in mid again. More fights going down. Both sides do not want to give up this Rainmaker.
It's getting pretty fruity right now as we wait for Peachy for the Rainmaker pop to go for the back play right there, and the Inkjet actually battling it off and trying to suck it all the ink up and actually going to be trying to kill any chance now. That's a wipe on the side of Hibiscus, and they actually move on freely.
That dodge of the Booyah bomb was so fantastic. They were just able to skirt around it to grab the Rainmaker. Now it looks like they're having a little bit of trouble trying to get more points here, as Static Stop has all of their members up now. They got that wipeout. They're able to push this as they're gaining more mid control here.
Hibiscus was just trying to dance off as much as possible, but with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock right now, Hibiscus has a lot of time to push up as many chances as it possibly may be. But for the side of Static Stop, again, with them on 21 and not really wanted to stop. They're going to try to push forward once again, but the hammer coming from the Viper once again, coming out and getting killed. Peachy's just playing defensive at this point.
Yeah, and it worked out for them. There were 3 down on the side of Hibiscus. They're not able to hold them off very well. Although the Rainmaker player does go down, it's so much aggression happening on both sides. They're just trying to get more points here.
Yeah, we see with Nova then though, not even needing to worry with the shots coming into play with the Trizukas. Made it up to 1 single point left, and that's a wipeout actually on the side of the next stop.
Alright, Hibiscus has control of the Rainmaker now. They just need to paint up to get control of mid again to be able to push up. They do have the advantage of having all of their players together like this, as Static Stop is still back in their spawn. They have just spawned back in. 2 of them go down now. Triton has the Rainmaker. They have the ability to push up, but they're getting pushed back by this shot player here.
While the codes and chat has been being spammed right now, literally during the time of the Rainmaker being pushed up, while everyone else on the side of Hibiscus being pushed up, the Rainmaker was set up alone, and they battled off the shot 1 point without anyone noticing. But with that little kind of 4v1 situation, we saw the back play coming out on the side of Peachy, and everyone else on the side of Hibiscus is going to be falling back to spawn. With 40 seconds remaining, we need to see Sackstop get wiped out on the side.
Exactly.
Them two.
The back usage from the side of Static Stop has been so good. They've just been so good at using it in opportune moments where the enemy team would have otherwise just pushed forward, would have held forward, would have been aggressive, but Peachy just says no, and it sucks all their ink up like that.
Yeah, that's the benefit of the ink fight, but also the ink fight getting killed off by Trizuka. We see 2 down on each side, but the Rainmaker actually is not popped in, and with that advantage, that's going to be the win to Static Stop.
Wow. That was a good try from the side of Hibiscus, that last minute push there, trying to be aggressive. They did get a few picks, but then they did get wiped out by the enemy team. They weren't able to get that Rainmaker. That was close. It was a close one.
It was really close, but sometimes it's just the map is not to their favor. Nice Zeko match they have right there on the side of Static Stop, but whatever on that, we'll be moving on to round 2 of this set on round 6, which is going to be...
Drum roll, drum roll.
Cloud's Makeup.
Clam Blitz on Mako March. Yes. Another time that we're going to see Mako March, and with the Clam Blitz mode. I actually really like Clam Blitz on this map just because it is so straightforward. You really just want to hold mid, and then you get control of that basket. The back area really just being reserved for sharking, for sneaky plays.
For me, I don't like Clam Blitz on Mako March, honestly. And the only reason why is because I have PTSD on this map ever since last Riptide 22. Oh, the RNG spawning of clams every 15 to 30 seconds, and then at the last single moment when you can try to sneak in a clam immediately and get the lead in right under, and RNG aim is not going to be in your favor.
Gotcha. See, I was gonna take that personally. I felt personally insulted by your dislike of this map mode. But you know what? I can understand some PTSD. I understand and I respect that.
Yeah, so actually talking about the map, as we said about my PTSD, that drop though on the clam basket is still here in Splatoon 3. So if you need to drop, if you have any kind of shooter players, you mostly will need to have perfect aim on that, or at least have some consistent aim and try to double team on that, try to bomb or try to ink up as much as possible, so the person in the bottom will not be able to swim in or will be disrupted in their aim, so they need to sway a little bit back and forth before they can score it in.
Definitely. I suppose it is a little bit like a pit there, with the from going to mid having that kind of ramp downward. You're just kind of stuck there if the enemy chooses to surround you.
Yeah, and also as well, if some people did in the high level, but who knows about the low level, there is the chance you can throw the clams from the sneak on the left of the basket. You can throw it from that range if you aim it high enough.
Ah, goodness. That sounds too tricky for me, personally. But you know what? Maybe some of these players can do that. They're probably better than I am.
Yeah, but look at the weapon cards we see right now. We see for the side of Hibiscus, there is going to be a change from trying to go into Explosion instead on the ballpoint this time.
Gotcha. And I see on the side of Static Stop that they're doing a double shot comp. Interesting. I'm guessing the Trizukas are going to be used really well here to have some more aggression.
Don't think what's actually known to be fixed, so it makes sense. But actually, for the side of Hibiscus, they actually get cancelled out trying to go for the first points.
Yeah, it looks like Hibiscus is getting some space here. They're holding mid. They're getting some picks from the Static Stop. Both teams are even now, though, as we see a Crab come out from the side of Hibiscus. They're trying to hold space. Two of their members go down, unfortunately.
Yeah, with Crab going out, but not really having any effect to it. We see for the side of Static Stop actually going forward and being electrifying to try to get a ball in. They don't have enough clams, though.
Oh goodness. Static Stop does have this power. They're trying to protect it with their life here, using a Trizuka to hold more space. They get a pick, but they do get taken down. Looks like they're still trying. Both sides are still really trying to hold space in mid, but both of them are so aggressive that the picks are trading back and forth.
Yeah, it's almost a battle right now as we wait for people to gather clams and try to aggress up into the little pit, as we mentioned before, but we might need to see a little bit of a sneak from the side of Static Stop for them to push it with 2 clam balls actually, but that's 3 down going merely on the hands of Raphael on the wipeout. That's a wipeout as well, but they still get the ball in?
They pushed forward. They were able to be so sneaky that they got past it and then they went down, but getting that 1 power clam in is not going to help them very much. Now that they were wiped out, they had that disadvantage. Now the other team is able to take more space.
All W for the win, I guess, and also one thing to know is both teams has no cooler. So clam despawns is actually not going to be really crucial. Obviously trying to throw in the clam by just aiming up slightly.
Yeah, that was actually kind of amazing. They had the back on them and everything. They had nothing in their favor and they were still able to get that clam in.
And Cass Sneak goes all the way in, but tries to still be able to stay alive on the jump actually, and that's going to be giving for the side of Hibiscus 48 points remaining on the counter so they can get the victory.
Ah, goodness. Seeing that point blank X-Splasher is just gotta be scary for the side of Static Stop when there's not much you can do with that much damage right in your face.
That damage to your face is actually going to be pure on RNG, but right now we see it for the side of, you know, Static Stop with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock and 1 ball in play, 1 ball being able to kill off. Someone tried to take it on top up there, but Triad and Fossey were there for Verde, were trying to stop it off, but they need to actually try to wait to push in again.
There's an advantage on the side of Static Stop right now. They have 4 members as 2 members of Hibiscus go down. They're able to get this power in. Whoa. They're able to get a lot of points right here, just being aggressive enough. They need to get some more clams though. They get a few in here, but they still don't have much of a clam economy here as they're trying to be aggressive in this little pit.
Talking about the clam economy, the RNG of clams actually was into favor when they popped it up, so they were able to get a massive point from 100 to down to 8 from that single push. What? That was like a 94 push right there.
Goodness. That's almost a knockout. Oh my goodness. Just and it happened so quickly. They were able to push up together so quickly that they were able to do that. But it looks like Static Stop now is still trying to be aggressive here on the side of Hibiscus. They're trying to collect clams. They're trying to group up again. I think they're a little shaken by that last push.
They are definitely playing a little bit more panicky this time with 1 minute left, but Raphael here stay at the back, more or less telling the team to stay calm and try to group up. But Verde just waiting up for a sneak up in the corner, trying to go for Bloop, who has a clam ball right now, and Moss is going to be waiting up a little bit more with the back play in action as well for PG.
Oh, and even though they had the back behind them, the player still went down. They're able to still score this power clam, able to get another clam in. I think I heard that sound as Triton is getting some picks here, able to hold as the back line, just getting more picks off of Static Stop. And they were able to stop that push as well.
Sword goes crazy. That's the main game of the back versus a sword kind of weapon. 1 down, that's going to be the cop, that's going to be the Xbox going down as well. The ball going actually be popped in, but only Raphael is the last 1 minute with 30 seconds left in the wipeout. That might be it if Static Stop gets another ball in.
And Static Stop has so many clams to their name right now. Hibiscus really has to try and build a power really quickly, but they were not able to in time.
Because of that, Static Stop won because of the economy was in their favor. That's a 2-0, isn't it, for the side of Static Stop now?
I believe you're right.
Oh my, so that means for this last round, Static Stop wins the set, but for RNG, will Hibiscus win the last point to stay in that top spot for the top 8?
Ah, yeah, they with the Swiss bracket, you still want to get as many of the matches as you can because it does count towards the end when you're compared to the other teams to see how many matches you won in total.
Yes, for all the low-end consumers out there who has played in low-end before, or the ones who recently got banned, do you know how opponent's percentage is on this really Swiss sport? Because that is how typicals work in Battlefly. Thank you, Popcorn, for pointing that out before. And now that's the crucial pick that everyone's playing for in this final round of Low Ink 50th Anniversary Day 1 Edition on Splat Zone's Inkling Art Academy, which is a really confusing map and it's never been shown out for a long time, ever since now.
Kinda confusing? What's confusing about it for you?
The tower. This is usually why for map was just not be shown that much or not really picked. Because for everything else, for all the rest of the maps, they usually pick flat maps and tourneys. But this is one of the rare chances that we see Splatoon Art Academy come back into map pool.
Interesting. See, I always thought this map mode was pretty straightforward because it is just you go straight and there you are in the middle in the Splat zone. There's not much more to it. You could be sneaky in the left and right pits, but even so, that doesn't do much for the control of mid.
Yeah, that's the thing though. It was usually in Tower Control Mimicker, but see in Splat zones, maybe we'll see a new light on this for the side of Hibiscus because this is what they will need to stay in this tiebreaker advantage against other teams.
Yes, it looks like the side of Static Stop is keeping with that double shot comp, and the side of Hibiscus is keeping a similar comp as well.
Yeah, they have the same comp on the side of Hibiscus, but for the side of Static Stop, the PG is going with the rain instead of the back, as it is Splat zones. But 3 down immediately on the side of Static Stop as well. That's a delayed wipe now.
Wow. Now Hibiscus has control of mid. They are trying to push up onto the enemy plat. One gets taken down by the Trizuka, as it is a very powerful special. But it looks like they were taken down by Hibiscus. They're still trying to hold space here.
53 damage does nothing for the Trizuka advantage to anyone at this point that we clearly see, but again, Hibiscus still having the lead on the zone with 44 points remaining and might be able to stick through it, but they don't, as we see Breda Abby and the rest of the team of Static Stop be able to recap the zone and pressure up against Hibiscus' base.
Wow, it looks like Static Stop is being really aggressive here, all up in the enemy space, but Triton's able to hold as the backline to get more paint here for his side.
Yeah, we see trying to stick through on the side of Hibiscus, actually be captured on the crabbing on top from Kess. Everyone is going to be trying to battle up the zone. The paint advantage is going to the side of Hibiscus as they finally get to push up Raphael in base there too, trying to ledge from seeing as much as they can get. Variety of points or variety of damage.
Wow, Hibiscus doing a good job of holding the enemy plat for a little while, but they do go 3 down. Now Static Stop has the advantage here. They're going really quickly trying to push the enemy plat. They painted zone and they're already there.
Going too quickly or having nothing to lose is the question there right now, as we see one Trizuka jumping out and the other Trizuka also going to go out in the base. What?
Yeah, they almost jumped from that tree onto the enemy bats, but they did get stopped as they were trying to use that Trizuka.
Yeah, but with 49 seconds and counting for so far on the side of that stop, it looks like they might be able to get the lead by now, but with 2 down, it gets switched over to Hibiscus.
Wow, it's really 46-47 here. It's just a 1-point lead for the side of Hibiscus. They are holding the enemy plat here. They are painting up. They are able to be aggressive against Static Stop with that Wiper here getting some picks on the other side.
Raphael trying to go for a single, but maybe going for a double as well. As we see them just popping off right now, staying in the base of the side of Static Stop. Maybe trying to go for a triple if they were able to, but with 30 seconds left, again, that's going to be disrupting the side of Static Stop to try to put them in defensive. But there is Raphael going in with a delayed quad.
That was amazing. They stuck on the back of that block for so long that the enemy team thought they were gone. But no, they jumped right back up and they got that wipeout for Hibiscus.
Again, Sword players goes crazy and try to just angle it off here. Trying to go for a double, and that would be it, actually.
Wow.
Hibiscus winning the match, but not winning the set, as Stacked Up wins 2-1 against them.
What an amazing last match. Like, they did not want to go down without a fight, and they were able to still take one game off of Static Stop. Just the coordination in that last one, it was just so good. They pushed up so well. They were able to hold space together as a team very well, and just very impressive.
Very, very impressive. And with that, that will be the last, one of the final matches in Group D for Hibiscus and Static Stop, as that would be a 2-1 to the side of Static Stop.
Gotcha.
Oh, actually, it's Group A.
Oh, was it Group A?
That's Group A. Whoopsie.
That's okay. I would have believed you either way.
Yeah, it worked out either way. But as we maybe might look to back to the standings, as we are going to be seeing all the matches come to a close soon enough. Maybe.
Is there still standings that we could perhaps look at, peek at?
Yeah.
There they are! Wow!
Hey.
I ask and I receive!
There it is. So we can see finally for the last matches of Group A who lives to survive on the first day. Top 8 for Group A is going to be Mistress, 789, Crescent Knight, Retro Radio, Static Stop for the top 5, with Honor Bound, Forgotten, and Spoken Morais in top 8. Hibiscus barely making it up there in the 9th spot.
They did so good though, they deserve that spot, definitely.
They definitely do, but they were so close to comfort. And Static Stop is be moving on to top 32 tomorrow.
Gosh, they did so well against this team. I'm excited to see how far they go in day 2. It's always exciting when the teams that you've seen before, that maybe you've been rooting for before, get into day 2 just so you can see like, wow, they did this well. They've made it here. Let's see how much farther they can go.
Yeah, but what about other groups going on to top 32 tomorrow? We see for the side of Group B, with all matches most likely being already done, Joseph's the JoJo weapon. The JoJo weapons is going to move on with a 6-0 today, with Fallen Ravens, Eternal Oblivion, Backs Down, Give Up, Omnis, October Rift, Per Heli, L, Splat, Scad, Black Team. Be moving on for day 2, top 32 being the top 8. For the side of Group number C, we see the names of Stardust Inksaders, Barracudas, Lemio Rose, Cav Sublet, Hevexia, Matter of Opinion, Los Inklings, Ink Black, Shadow Squid, and Team M18 going on from Group C. And then for Group D, whoa, it's an interesting group going on, but I don't think matches are done yet. But as we see right now, Super Team 5 by Siege, Determination, Indigo, Sneak Snip, Flashpoint, and Blaze, and Calamity Force Neo in Group D.
Nice. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for all of these teams. Every team in Low Ink has done well today. You should all be very proud of yourselves that you're here, you're doing the thing, you're doing the tournament, and that's great. I love that for all of you.
And if you can't come back, there's always next month. Unless you're banned because you did 4.
That's true.
yeah. Unless you're banned because you did 4, there is always next month to come back and improve, because in this Low Ink it comes out every month. You can sign up every time, and it's always going to be a fun time no matter what. If you just stick for your team, learn from your mistakes, you just get better over time.
Yeah, definitely. And this is such a good entry-level tournament, I feel. I think this was one of the first ones I entered when I started my team. So if maybe you've been watching and you don't have a team yet, you should get one together and join this tournament because you're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah, there is so much resources out there to help yourself out to get into the community, into the competitive scene. One main thing is Splatoon Stronghold, but there is also the IPL server, which you can get a server link in by the chat and down below in the Twitch bio link, and even in the YouTube chat as well in the YouTube description, where you can actually hang out with the community of IPL, sign up for other tournaments, see other streams as well, all that. It's all possible by just signing up and watching.
I didn't realize that IPL had its own website. I might have to check that out later. I'm not sure what is there.
Yeah.
It might be a little aged, but that's fine. Old things are fine.
Yeah. Just don't check the staff section of that server, of the website, but everything else is fine. It updates on every 5 minutes when a new tournament comes up.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. It has been updated like that, if I remember correctly, when I checked that last time.
Well, then I will have to check it out.
Yeah, but it does have links there too as well, so just go there for links. Smile. But yeah, with day 1 concluded, I guess that's gonna be it for us.
Oh no.
Six though, as this might be the last time for commentating for a while, in low ink in general. Why not talk a bit about your low ink experience during the time that we have right now?
I haven't won low ink yet, so that's something, I suppose. I've played low ink for maybe a year at this point. I try to do every month, not this month obviously, but I played with actually a whole bunch of different teams, as pickups, as my own team, as multiple of my own teams. The Splatoon competitive community, I feel like it changes so quickly, and I've gotten to play with so many good players, so many friends, and it's just such a great experience. I wish that on everyone. I hope that everyone gets to play low ink someday.
So for you, so you're being a safe example of the person who they can still play and trying to improve. You're the one who's one of the people who can keep on shining. Well, for me, I actually got basically banned from low ink from my team as well, being the 4.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Well, it's fine, because for me and my team most particularly, we've been grinding ever since 2019 under 2 different names. But really, seeing all the differences from Splatoon 2 to Splatoon 3 and seeing so many teams coming out, so many teams improving, so many different teams getting banned as well, and meeting so many people and so many friends to Squim and such like that, or even meeting in real life in, lands, or even helping productions. It's so great to see. It's so great to meet up again, and even soon enough, maybe pickups and such, as you said.
It's such a magical experience when you get to meet people who you've been playing with for months, maybe even years. It's indescribable. There's like nothing else like it, seriously. If you can experience that, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, but officially that would be the end of day 1 of low ink. But there has to be one more thing we have to shout out again, and that would be the new ink land coming out from Boston. Yeah.
That's true. There is the new ink LAN. Please come and hang out and compete at Balance Patch in Allston, Boston. There's side events including Salmon Run, which are subject to demand, so please be sure to join their Discord and register soon. Competitor badges are $20 or $15 for students. Children under 16 must be accompanied by an adult. New England Splatoon is excited to see you there and show New England what the Splatoon community is all about.
Be sure to follow their Twitter on NESplatoon, and also the Discord link at dsc.gg/NESplatoon, not discord.gg, because Discord changed that for some reason. And also figure out the start.gg link down below. It's start.gg/newInkland. But also, I think we don't have a graphic for it, but also just shout out for Dapple to say about 20XX. That's coming soon as well. That's the tournament's coming up too.
Gotcha.
But yeah, more about New England though. That's gonna be a pretty hype event. We're gonna be seeing that coming soon in a couple of days. That's actually in 2 weeks.
I'm excited for them. I believe this is like a new sort of group that is putting on this LAN, and they're doing a good job. They found all the people. They're building hype. I'm excited.
Yeah, and also wait, I forgot to mention, we don't even have a graph for that, but Big Dapple as well from the New York scene. That's going to be on November 4th. Be sure to tune in for that as well.
Oh goodness, so many lands.
So many lands at the same time, during the same days, during a Splatfest, but doing extra work. It's so funny. But yeah, that's really it now for Low Ink Day 1. And I guess this is the point where we shout ourselves out. So, 6, where can we find your socials? Or wherever you can be seen?
Well, I'm very lucky that nobody else had the name Miss Pixie 6. So, if you type that in to basically any social media site, it's going to be me. There's no doubt. This is my name. This is who I am. You will find me.
So, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch, all that?
That's exactly right.
Okay, well for me, I got less unfortunate from all those social medias other than YouTube. You can find me on Joanne51 on Twitter, Joanne2 on Twitch, and also helping out with other productions like Lulu Tonight, which has happened recently, and also somewhat on Dabble. But yeah, that's it then.
All right, goodbye, everyone. This was a great Low Ink. Stick around for tomorrow. It's going to be day 2. It's going to be just as hype as it was today.
For your top 32, rest up. Get prepared for tomorrow, but definitely for your top 32 tomorrow, top 8 of each group. You're going to see results soon enough. And the hashtag announcements of Low Ink. Be sure to check it out. Come here tomorrow. Don't miss a beat.
Goodbye.
Yeah.